everyone. We are at the Los Angeles Open 2025. Just doing a microphone check, sound check, to make sure everything's sounding okay. Looks like that's working okay. All right. So welcome to the live stream. I'm just going to announce this on social media so people start joining. Everyone in the chat, please say hello. Tell us your name and where you're joining us from. Everyone hit that like button. All right, so hello to everyone watching. We are at the Los Angeles Open 2025. This is day one, Thursday, June 12th, 2025. Yesterday we had the Players Cup. It was, I think it was a four-way or five-way tie for first, so that was fantastic. Want to welcome everyone. Thank you to all the staff, producer and organizer Candace Mayron, Executive Tournament Director Patrick Gibson, and Tournament Director Frank Talbot. Side Events Manager and Finances is Cece Pedroza. I am Alex Eshaghian. I'm doing the stream, the commentary, and the social media. So be sure to like, subscribe, hit that like button. You can also find my channel, Alex Eshaghian Backgammon. It's you can just look up Alex Backgammon, or there's a link in the description. Also follow Los Angeles Backgammon on Facebook. It's Los Angeles Backgammon Group on Facebook, and you'll get all the updates. I'm putting lots of pictures, lots of 1-minute interviews. Tell me in the chat what you'd like to see. And we've got some production assistants, Nelly and Majda. I think Majda is not going to be here. And the tournament committee is Ted Chi and Neil Kazaros. Eligibility consultants, Rory Pascar, Ben Friesen, and the Calcutta host and auctioneer is Art Benjamin. We have some special events this weekend on Friday the 13th. Luckily, we're having a seminar by Mochi, world #1 player Masayuki Mochizuki, on the topic of second rolls. So that's going to be streamed on my channel. We're also having the USBGF Awards Dinner and Hall of Fame induction Saturday evening. I believe that's approximately 5 p.m. That's going to be upstairs in a different room in the hotel. We are at the Hilton LAX. And we have Marty Storer and John Crawford will be inducted into the Hall of Fame. So that's going to be fantastic. I want to thank our sponsors, the USBGF, and it's sanctioned by the ABT. Also, our board sponsor is Legacy Boards. So you'll be seeing the board on the stream. Looks like perhaps we may be having Kit Woolsey walk in. I think he wants to say hello to me, but I'm not sure. Hello. How are you?
Okay. Nobody's playing.
Not yet, not yet. I'm just doing the introduction. We have legends like Kit Woolsey here. They can't see you anymore. How are you doing?
Very good.
You doing the Masters Jackpot?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And then we'll be starting the Super. That's going to start at 1 p.m.
Yes.
And then the Super Jackpot anti-buy round is going to start at 11 a.m. So that will be shortly. If you like, you're welcome to join us for the commentary. Just telling the people about everything. So,
Do you know who's playing in the anti?
so we're going to put Michi, and they're going to do the draw. So he's going to be playing. There are 4 players, and they're going to do the draw.
Who are they?
Bob Wachtel, Bill Phipps, and Max Locke.
Who? I'm sorry.
You probably don't know Max. He's from Seattle.
Okay.
But I'm sure you know the others.
Yes. Very good.
Very good. Thank you for saying hello. All right. And so Legacy Boards is sponsoring. They make beautiful tabletop boards, the open boards that you sit on top of a table. They're not designed for transportation, so they don't fold, but he also makes tables. It's Bill Shea, and Carrie Shea, husband and wife team from North Carolina. And you're going to see that on the stream. Also, this is the first time ever we will be auctioning off the board that we're playing for on the stream, that we're playing on the stream. So there's a link in the description to where you can bid on it. These retail for around $2,000. Right now, the highest bid is $1,100, so it's a real steal. Just click on that. Also, when we're doing the live stream, you'll see QR codes at the upper right. One will be next to the Legacy Boards logo, and that will be the QR code that links to the auction, so you can bid for the board. And then it alternates every 30 seconds with the USBGF and ABT. So the QR code for that sends you a link to where you can donate to the USBGF. USBGF provides a lot of things, all this streaming, a lot of educational material. When you're a USBGF member, you can play in the USBGF or the ABT sanctioned events. So please help us support the organization. You can either click there or do a super thanks. I think you could do that in the chat. Yeah, right there. Okay, hello to Jeff Erdman. The volume is low. Okay, so I'll try to project myself a little bit further. Thank you for letting me know. I just saw that, so let me know if that's better. And then I'll go turn up the volume again. So, any questions? Say hello in the chat. I like to have an interactive chat. I'm monitoring here on the computer beside me, and we're going to be starting in approximately 30 minutes. So I'm going to put it on the break video for the sponsors. You'll really enjoy that. It's a video I did with Bill Shea discussing the legacy boards. Feel free to place your comments in the chat when you're watching that. Let me know which legacy board you like. There are some beautiful ones. My personal favorite is Nautica, so you'll see that. Okay, so we'll go to a quick break, and we'll see the sponsor, and we'll be back in approximately 30 minutes. Thank you. Thank you for joining us at the 2025 Los Angeles Open. I hope you're enjoying the action. My name is Alex Eshaghian. I'm running the stream and the commentary. You can join me on my YouTube channel. Just look up Alex Backgammon, or there'll be a link at the bottom. We're playing on a beautiful Legacy Boards backgammon board exclusively on the stream, and during the breaks, we're going to be showing off some more of the Legacy Boards, and I have the owner of Legacy Boards Backgammon, Bill Shea, joining me. Welcome, Bill.
Thanks, Alex. Thanks for having us, and we're thrilled to be sponsoring the LA Open this year. We're delighted to have been invited.
My pleasure. How are you doing today?
Doing great. We're full on spring, it looks like.
Yeah. So for the viewers, these are some of the most beautiful high-end luxury boards, and we're going to talk through them, but I wanted to show some pictures of some of your boards. A lot of them are on the website, but we'll start by showing the viewers some of those, and maybe you can go through and give us about like a one-sentence overview of each one.
Absolutely delighted to. Yeah, this is All Hands. It's a beautiful poplar piece with really striking playing field, blue and white, and then dark blue. It stands out. It's absolutely beautiful. Great little piece. Blush was my wife actually made Blush. Got a little bit of crocodile in there, and again, playing pieces and dice and doublers that beautifully accent the leather and the playing field.
Canyon
Canyon is a sycamore. It's a pretty unusual piece of wood, but just amazing. The wood's the star of that show. Citron is another heartfelt piece, just really beautiful colors. It'll stand out in any room. It's a great little piece to play. Clean Slate's another one. Very sort of regal colors, burgundy set against that gray. Really nice little piece to play.
This looks almost similar to the board on the stream.
Very similar. Not quite as dark a playing field as Clean Slate. Will be a little bit lighter, but very similar. And yeah, we'll have photos. Well, you'll be able to see it during the streaming. Yes.
And Crush.
Crush is a favorite. That's a table, and just it's obviously Orange Crush for those of us that remember the beverage. The colors just told us that's what we needed to name it. A really neat piece with great natural accents to the wood. One of my favorites. We actually made that for a New York interior designer, and just a really dramatic piece of wood set on a beautiful table base. Really fun piece. We still have that piece. It's still available on the website. Envy, it does just that. It just you're going to be the envy of the tournament playing in that one. Really neat little piece. Again, we throw some croc in there that just accents really nicely. And Frank is another favorite, where when we bought this piece of wood, we didn't quite know how we'd do it, but we literally had to stitch it together due to the natural checks, they're called, but the cracks in the wood. But what would result in is just a striking, also a table, coffee table, really striking accent to any room, a neat little piece to play.
Yeah, we were talking about that on social media. It looks like almost the shape of a football or something like that. And it's I guess it's not an ideal for one person to sit in one direction and the other to sit, but this is more of a piece of art for me.
Well, I'll take that and run it. You know, when you sit at a table like that, you actually sit above the table, so that I'm losing the word, but the irregular shape of it really doesn't affect you that much when you're playing it. No, it really doesn't. We've played it, and but what it does, to your point about, we hope somebody does see it as a piece of art, but maybe a good way to sort of introduce the stuff we do. But we really try to maintain. That's from the crotch of a tree, which you can see on the right side. That's a big growth coming off the tree, a trunk coming off the tree, and what it does to the wood is really tough to match. It just gives incredible accents and colors, and just an explosion of colors. And then we were able to tie in the bow ties, which just offset everything and really, again, accentuate the natural aspects of the wood. But again, a striking playing surface, very visible, very easy to play, and really fun little piece.
Are the bow ties decorative, or do they keep the wood together?
They do a little bit of both. You can play with them from a decorative perspective, which I love to do. It's a little complex to do them, and you risk the wood doing them, but they do stabilize the wood a little bit. When we buy our wood, the wood's gone through a lot, and it's all designed to remove some of the natural flaws, some of the natural elements that a tree goes through before it's cut down. It dries it and stabilizes it, but it also, as it dries it, it produces the cracks a lot of times because the moisture comes out, the wood cracks. So we use the bow ties to stabilize it a little bit more and make sure that in a piece like this, it's not going to come apart, or continue to dry and get worse in those cracks. We try to leave it for its natural beauty, but up close and personal, it's a really fun thing to be able to add those artistic elements and stabilize the wood at the same time. So it's a little indulgent.
Very good, very good. Go on to the next one.
Gramercy was a piece that we did to sort of show off, and it needed what are called splines. Those are, again, to stabilize the wood on the left side. Those are two very small checks, but maybe a better example of let me be a little artistic in how I stabilize. More of those on the underside. So a lot goes into that, and probably, you probably got 15 to 20 hours worth of work in stabilizing the wood before we even start making the playing surface. So a lot goes into that, but the result is a really neat, striking, added accent to a backgammon board.
Next one.
That is Hang 12A. It's got a shape it's a cherry slab, and most often the wood and the wood's accents, we don't start on the leather until we've finished the wood for obvious reasons maybe, but we obviously don't want to get any of the finishing materials on the leather. So by the time we put the leather in, the wood's told us what kind of leather we should use, what colors. And this certainly did that. But when we were finishing the wood, it took on the shape of almost a surfboard, which LA folks know those well. But sitting on, it's a table. It's got really neat, very contemporary legs, but it's got rounded edges on both ends, hence the Hang 12 name. Most of us remember Hang 10, but a play on words.
Yeah. High roller.
High roller is it's a bar height table, and in this one we were able to bring in some really neat leather. You can see there it's almost, folks familiar with cowboy boots know it as verdigris, but it's that stitching on a cowboy boot. And the leather has that accent in it, and it really gives it a very sort of masculine, cool feel to it. And the leathers, the gray and the tan leathers, just fold in beautifully to the wood and to that verdigris playing field. And then we can have a lot of fun with the checkers, as you see we did there.
Right.
Lucky Strike's a brand new one. My wife made that. My wife makes boards right alongside with me. Retired nurse, so to speak. She's too young to retire, but she's doing this. But her color sense is remarkable, and it's a beautiful little piece. It's a black walnut, but the playing surface is just explosive. It's so pretty, and then the checkers really accentuate it nicely. Mistress is another favorite. It's you talk about colors integrating to the wood. This one, again, we finished the wood in advance of using the leather, so we really were able to maximize the look and the coordination of the leather integrating to the wood just magnificently. My wife made that one as well. Really pretty piece. Also a table.
Now this one is probably my favorite one out of the slides in this deck because of what's called the live edge wood, the Nautica. Tell us about that, please.
Nautica, that is it's a maple slab, and when we got that piece of wood, it had so many unique attributes to it. What you see towards the left there are actually, those are bug holes. Bugs live in trees, and that's one of the things that we get rid of through the drying process before we acquire the wood. But also rot and sort of degradation as a tree ages. But when we get it, it's very stable, it's very stabilized, but we then have the opportunity to really maximize it. And as you can see, that here is so dramatic. And the table base we put it on it's a very stout, really impressive table base, but it just reeks of that sort of nautical feel, and almost a compass-like rig there underneath it. But we were able to bring a very stately playing surface into the piece, and with the colors and the natural elements this had, which are very dramatic. This is on the website, and other pictures show it off even further than this. It's a great photo, but between the live edge and those natural elements that we've been able to capitalize on, it's a very striking piece. It's a pretty good sized table. But like most of what we do, it is a coffee table. And a lot of times we'll include, folks will ask us to, we can include a piece of glass that'll go over top of that playing surface. And it winds up being a really striking, impressive addition to just about any family room, living room, whatever, wherever you want to have your backgammon conquests. But you'll be asked about this one if it's in your living room.
Oh yeah.
For sure. Saddle Up was another fun one where we took some natural element. We took some of the natural aspects of the slab and were able to stabilize, but also sort of an added element in those splines to the right there. They do stabilize. There's more underneath, quite a few more, in fact, on Saddle Up. But again, we went back to that verdigreed leather, which is really a beautiful leather. And then the tan playing surface and the bold white make it a really easy piece to play. And Alex, you'd probably stream on that one beautifully too. But it's a very strong, really striking piece. That's a tabletop.
Beautiful. Next one, Sailor's Delight.
Sailor's Delight was a really fun one. It's a box elder, which is an unusual piece of wood to me. I've heard of a box elder, I guess, but we do some box elder. It's a really light, very attractive piece of wood. And using, Alex, as you pointed out before, that's a really pretty live edge. When we do a live edge, a lot of times we'll finish them off. And I'm probably getting more long-winded than you want me to, but we try to keep live edges when they're a really striking attribute to the wood, and this one does that really nicely. Nice little tabletop.
Yeah. Square Root.
Square Root was a really fun piece that my wife made. She made a lot of them, actually. Now that I come to, as much as I talk about her in it, but it just is a very concise, very solid, beautiful little playing table. If you go to our website, please do note the dimensions. This is a smaller table, so it's probably not a tournament table, but it's a very manageable size. It's mobile. It can be moved around the house. You can put it in the car and bring it to your local club to play. But one of those pieces that it's going to get attention. It's a really pretty little piece.
Storm.
Storm was another really fun piece. We went back to that verdigris. You see, it's a favorite. And again, we used a poplar slab that is such a pretty piece of wood, very easy to work with, really nice weight to it as well. And just the colors, poplar comes in with a lot of gray. And when you see us using poplar, we're probably going to have some gray in the playing surface someplace or in the checkers. This is probably my favorite, and it just told me up and down when I put that leather in there that those look like a pair of church shoes you're wearing at church on Sunday, and a beautiful bold croc design. You notice there we have the stainless clad checkers, which we can do upon request. Sometimes we'll include them in a board, but just one of those pieces that it's a table. It's a good sized table. It's not too big, coffee table, but it is a showstopper. Really, really attractive board. Worth Avenue lives in Palm Beach, Florida, and was another piece we designed for an interior designer who sort of spec'd it out. It was a first of its kind for us, very unusual, but it's a white lacquer finish. It is a tournament size playing surface. As you can tell, that piece would fit. We now have that as part of our repertoire. And that will fit in just about any decor you can come up with. Really pretty piece, standard table height, which is about 28 inches, and then a tournament size board. Really neat piece.
Great. So
very thorough, Alex.
Yeah,
Thanks that was a real walk through the inventory.
Yeah, my pleasure. It was a great overview of the beautiful boards, and before we move on, I wanted to mention that the streaming board will be auctioned off. So if people are interested in that, there will be an auction. And if people want to order a board during the tournament, there will be 10% off. And there's a link in the description to Legacy Board's website where they can order it. So let's talk a little bit about legacy boards. When did you start making legacy boards, Bill?
I'm about 12 years into this, Alex. It was you'd asked me the question. It was a fluke at first. I made my first board, which is right here in this room with me. But it was funny little anecdote. I made it, and when I put it all together, and I got the checkers came in, and my son and I sat down to play at this nice big board, and I realized, and everyone's gonna laugh at me when I say this, it only had 20 points. So there was 5 points for each part of the board, and it was such a showstopper moment in front of my 12-year-old. I had all kinds of things to say, but I bit my tongue. But I was able to fix it, and we still play on our first board. But at any rate, it got me started, and actually leads me to the not only the origins of what we do, but the kind of why we do what we do. And I got into the live edge business after Hurricane Sandy. A buddy of mine up in New York lost 200 big old hardwood trees on his property and sent me home to North Carolina with a piece of this wood. What in the world am I going to do with it? And I had the idea, I might make a really cool backgammon board. So I tried it, and it actually came out really well. My oldest son has that, which leads me to my second point. I thought, what a cool thing to make one for each of my boys, and three of them were attaché boards, folding boards. And really the only unique attribute of that was that your dad made it for you. And the fourth one was the live edge slab. But I thought what a great thing for them to have was something that their father had made about a game I had taught them, and what a great legacy that would be. And so from that, I thought, I learned from my mother. She learned from her mother. What a cool legacy, and it's still going. So it was very important to me to signal that in the name of what we do, legacy boards. And I hope people see that and sort of get bitten by that same bug. What a great thing to have to teach children, nieces, nephews, whomever, friends, and pass this game along, which USBGF tournaments like this one, Alex, what you do in propagating the game, it's really exciting to see how many people are working hard to propagate this game and get more people into it. So we're all about it, and so much so we named the company that way.
Yeah, and what I really like about your boards is it's not the average board. These are very luxurious, high-end, beautiful boards, and it's just a pleasure to just look at and play on. So we'll take a look at that some more. This is the website. There's a link in the description to where you can view it. So this has all the stuff. There's the backgammon boards and the tables. So just for the viewers to understand, you make tabletop boards, which are basically flat, open boards that don't fold up, as well as full tables. Is that correct?
Yeah, we make primarily coffee tables height. Coffee table height was about 20 inches roughly. And we've now gotten into, as you saw, scrolling through our other pieces, we actually do 28-inch regular height tables as well. So we're really kind of running the gamut right now. Yes.
So
and whether
go ahead.
Go ahead. What you see right there, as you pointed out, Alex, thank you, is backgammon boards will take you specifically to the boards, and then tables there. And and we also, not to divert attention too much, but we also, across the top banner, we were forced into chess by a customer that said, "Hey, do you do chessboards?" And my ego won't let me say no. So we're now doing chess pieces as well.
So those taller boards, if you put a sheet of glass on them, they could work as like the taller tables, excuse me, can work as like a desk or a dining table or something, right?
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And as can the coffee tables, for sure. That's because the playing surface, as you can see, the playing surface is recessed into the wood. A piece of glass fits very nicely over the playing surface.
Okay, so I'll have you guide me through the website. Where would you like me to start?
Well, if you go into Shop Backgammon, nice thing here is what we try very hard to do is to oh, there you are. So if you go into, say, Backgammon Boards,
Yeah.
and that'll bring up the board specific inventory that we have. And please bear in mind, anybody looking, that this is simply inventory that we have. We like making these, so we kind of keep a running inventory. But we are pretty much eager to do custom pieces, and we work from customers. I work with fabric swatches, paint chips, you name it. I've had someone say a photograph of the room a piece was going to go in, and we collaborate very, very thorough in our collaboration. So just know, if you have an idea, we'll help you flesh it out and come up with exactly what you're looking for. And as you can see, so in each case, you can click on the piece. It'll go to a more in-depth description. And then, as I pointed out,
Well,
you look at the dimensions.
Click on maybe storm, for example.
Yeah.
Here, this doesn't have description here. Oh, this one doesn't seem to have the description here. Let's go back and try a different one.
Boy, I hope it's not going to make a liar of me. You see, there's a full slate of photographs, and again, upon a simple request, if there's something you'd like to know about, boy, it's going to make a liar of me, and I'll.
But here we can look at like different angles of the board. So I'll just kind of slide through this. This is beautiful.
Great, and my wife's our photographer. She does a phenomenal job, believe it or not, with a phone. We got a camera, but it doesn't take as good pictures of a phone. Wow. But she takes really striking photographs, trying to capture every element that's unique and important for a customer to maybe see. So, given that I was fibbing to everybody, please, at the bottom is my email address. It comes right to my phone, whatever, my computer. And any questions you have, please don't hesitate to ask. They are unique and different, and we're delighted to explain. And as we say, like just play, right? Just get playing. But shipping is free in the United States. There you go. Some of them.
Here we go. This is the Gramercy, the description of the Gramercy. So people can read this. We won't have to read it during the video, but people can go and read it. But what may be nice is to be able to scroll through some of these other pictures. You can really see the nice attention to detail. And that bag was for the checkers, right?
Yes, every set comes complete with a very high-end leather dice cup, dice, doubler, and checkers. Which, when we design our boards, we really work hard on the checkers as well to make sure that they are a really critical aspect of the art of the look and feel of the piece. We wanted to have, when folks come into your home and see one of these, we want them to go, where in the world did you get that? And then tell them.
Yeah. So let's go to the tables.
Excuse me.
These were some of the ones that we saw.
Some of the ones that you showed, sure.
Let's see. Oh, I don't think we saw the Legend one. Let's pull this one up.
Legend was another one of those challenges. Interior designer asked me if I could do it, and I couldn't say no. And really interesting piece, very sort of stately. Yep, very stately. Every piece of wood in that table is what I call first generation wood. I know the people that cut that tree down, so it's very much in keeping with what we do. But we were able to source the wood in such a way that it came out with a very elegant piece, very different than, say, Nautica, as you pointed out.
Yeah.
Probably both ends of the spectrum, Alex, for sure. And there's the glass hard at work, right?
This is the glass, right? Yeah. Wow.
Exactly. And there's no chance in that glass of wine being there. That's, backgammon. If you're in a tournament, you're probably not drinking, but outside of being in a tournament, you probably have a nice glass of wine going while you're playing. Yeah. But you can see how That's a 3/8 inch piece of glass. It's a very stout piece of glass, but it really adds a very striking and elegant touch to that table. Just the
Yeah.
glass in and of itself, it's really pretty.
Because I tell people this is not just a board, it's also a piece of furniture, it's a piece of art, it's just so much more.
And you will, that's one of the things we hear just about 100% of the time is when people see it, that's the reaction they get is, where did you get that?
Yeah. Wow.
Where
Yeah,
in
it's
the world did you
amazing.
get that?
So let's look at the About Us section here. So this talks about you and your beautiful wife, Carrie, and people
Beautiful
can read.
wife, and
Yeah.
absolutely. And hers is a more exciting story than mine. I'm an old salesman that happened into a hobby, and we started out. I started out making them because I like making them, and I had one. What am I going to do with it? And I was able to find a local, fairly significant charity here in Asheville, North Carolina, that was closed out. Their auctions were closed out, silent auction. And I called them and said, "Would you be interested?" And they said, "We're very interested. It's going to the live auction." And it wound up selling and getting quite a bit of money for the charity, which made us feel great. I finished the next one, my next table, just in for next year's auction, next year's charity event, an auction, and it went in as well, and it sold. So it sort of indicated to me that, gee, we might be onto something, we might have a market, but also helping charity at the same time. It was a charity for local underprivileged kids and schools. So not disassociated with what we're talking about here, teaching kids and getting them involved, but a great charity that we've been delighted to be involved with. And it got us out of the gates. Our first commission came from one of the charity events. So you never know how they happen, but this is how this one did.
Fantastic. Well, take a look at the gallery. I think there are some pictures similar to what we saw, but maybe some different ones. I don't think you can click on this, but I'll scroll through this. There's a link in the description to the website so people can click and kind of scroll through this.
And again, the purpose of our gallery was to show off pieces that we have in, as they say, live somewhere else now and are in people's homes, and just to see the range of work that we do and hopefully inspire ideas. Solidify the fact that if you have an idea, we can probably do it. That blue piece is another example of something that I didn't anticipate, but I was asked to do that, and gee, could we? Let's give it a go, and it came out great. That one lives in Palm Beach, Florida, as well, and actually, the one to the right of it, same owner, has both of those pieces.
Wow! Wow!
So completely different, but
so
really fun.
How many boards would you estimate you've made over the years?
Well, we number them, so I actually know we're not quite at 100. We're in the 70 range, and I'm asked quite frequently how long do they take, and most of the time it's nice. The folks we work with, they know that it's a process. It takes some
why don't we
time
go to the process page?
Yeah. It takes a minute because of the steps involved, but we generally like to say it's between 6 and 8 weeks, and it could be longer depending on what elements need to go into it. If it's table based that we're having custom made, that's a steel forger we use, that could push it out. But generally 6 to 8 weeks is a safe timeline. But I mentioned earlier, we get a raw piece of wood that's had a pretty lengthy process already. We finish it, do any elements that it might need. You see there at the top photograph, we actually integrated a really neat stainless steel bow tie. Just at that point, it stabilizes the good. Then we can make it look really pretty too. We put 3 finish coats on the underside. Tabletops do have little rubber feet, so they can sit on other furniture and not damage the furniture, obviously. Very careful with that. And then we finish the upper parts of the exposed parts of the table, parts you play on, with 5 coats of finish. And not only does that accentuate the natural elements of the wood, but it makes it much more durable. We don't want folks to spill anything on it, but you could. They'll wipe clean. But that process of finishing itself takes quite some time, and that's before we even get to the leather. So it's a fairly lengthy process, but um, uh, uh, every step you do, that thing really comes to life and turns into the beautiful finished product that we wind up with. We lean a lot on the beauty of the wood.
Yeah, I can see that. We'll go to the customization page. So this is everyone can customize their own board. So we'll go through this. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the customization process?
So customization can be straight up from the type of wood. As we've mentioned a couple of times, the live edge is something that we do that's very unique. No one else does a live edge backing board. But even if we wanted something, a finish that was squared off, you still get all of the natural elements of that wood, but in a more refined shape. So we have folks say this type of wood, this type of finish or edge, want a straight edge or the live edge. Leathers, obviously, we can do a great deal of customization with leather. We use very, very fine grade leather, and have a broad array of colors. We've got a lot of leather folks here in North Carolina, so we have great sources for that. A lot of South American, a lot of Europe comes to North Carolina. And then very recently, pardon me, before I go too far from that, once the leather is chosen, a lot of times folks will give us leeway on the checkers and the accessories to integrate those, because it's hard to really come up with the look and color checkers that will go with the wood that we're seeing right before our eyes, a customer seeing maybe over the phone or a computer photo. So A, we can certainly take the ball and run with it for the accessories. B, if someone has ideas, we're all about that too.
Yeah.
Most recently, we've sort of taken advantage of some tools that we have to take it another step further in customization, whether it's monograms. I'm particularly fond of that dead logo, so that was a challenge I took upon myself to do, and that is inlaid into the wood, can be done any number of ways. So, and then we've made some for people's yachts, their boats, be it sailboat, motor yacht, whatever it may happen to be, and it really winds up being a stunning added element against the wood to have the image of the yacht, the name, perhaps the home marina where the boat lives most of the time, and we pull those. In most cases, I pull that from the transom of the boat itself. So that is not only exactly the name, obviously, it's what it looks like on the transom boat. So we really try very hard to, when we say custom, we really want to make it very, very custom to exactly what you want. It is your piece. Again, goes back to the legacy aspect. When people see it, they're going to know it is yours or was yours if it's passed down to family. As my brother said, don't say pass down to family too much. Someone's got to die to pass it down. But
Yeah.
also, whether it's organizations, yacht club.
Oh, okay. Bill Riles is watching from the plane. Okay. Give him like 10 seconds. I'll get over there.
Sure. Uh-huh. So he walked out. Mochi, Wells, the MCG. It's the murderer's row. Now I'm going to see how long I can keep this going, right?
You have an incredible result. Wow.
There are no easy pairings in.
All right, welcome back, everyone. We're going to start. This is a great matchup we have for the very first match of the tournament. Michihito Kageyama playing the blue checkers at the top against Bill Phipps from the United States. Red checkers at the bottom playing on a beautiful Legacy Boards Backgammon board with the gray field black and white points. 13-point match, 26 minutes, 2 minutes per point. The cube is on the right, baffle box will be on the left. I'm the commentator. I have some guest commentators. My name is Alex Eshaghian. So, okay. So 4 for Bill. 2. Okay, 4-2 for Bill. So the other equipment, we've got the Ace Point Matchmasters score sheet. It's a ZMF clock, the Wycliffe Brothers Cube, and the Baffle Box is Backgammon Learning Center. So 4-3. I think it's the other way. Yeah, there you go. Hey, Matt, would you like to join us?
Sure.
Joined by expert, Grandmaster Matt Cohn-Geier. Welcome.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Good.
You got your dog.
Yeah.
Okay. Please sit here. They just started. 13-point match.
Who's winning?
Well,
Michi's winning.
so far, yeah, Michi's escaped the back checker.
Why is he not? I don't know. It's Bill's clock is running.
Yeah, so the clock. So they're using a baffle box. Not Waters for you.
Thank you.
So the dice are always going to be on the left-hand side. You'll note whose turn it is by the clock that's illuminated.
Oh, the commentator.
All right,
So later in the match,
Yeah.
we've got 18 viewers. Let me refresh this. Everyone say hello in the
Dog.
chat.
Hello, hello.
Bill
Hi,
Riles
YouTube.
is watching from the plane.
Let's see.
Or
is
maybe
that-
it's Tara.
Is that better?
Yeah, just try to project your voice, please.
Yeah. No, I'm kind of tilting the mic. I think
Yeah.
that might be better.
That's good.
Uh,
So
this is a
6-4.
weird 6 playing 13-7. I don't know about
You would have
that.
considered 24-18.
Well, you could go 24-14. You could make the 2-point. You don't really like to play a 6 down and strip the
Do they need
midpoint,
something?
and you're kind of weak on both sides of the board, and you're stripping the midpoint.
Let me go check on them. It looks like they're having.
The clock is running.
I know.
I don't know if he's thinking about a
It's
cube.
25, is that
No,
25
okay.
days, 15
Oh, the clock is stopped.
Oh, it's in minutes.
Okay.
Oh,
Let me go.
that's
Oh,
because it's on
okay.
a second. No, it isn't.
It's running.
25.
Oh, I see. It's 25. It's 26 hours and 58 minutes. Yeah.
Now we have 2 reasons.
Yelly. Yeah.
If you want, I have a clock.
Hey, hey, hey. What you doing? What you doing? What you doing? What you doing? What's wrong? What's wrong? Yeah. That's you right there. You get done. Stop, stop, stop. Stop.
Just let it go. I want to see if it starts.
Oh, okay.
I want to run down to see if it starts going down.
Do it on my second.
I'm going to do it on both sides. Make sure it works on both sides. Because they were probably both set for the same. Okay.
It's fine.
How many seconds did you use?
No.
Let's just start from 26. It's
Yeah,
fine. Let's be here.
that's okay.
It's okay. It's okay. Yep.
Hi. So you play 6-4.
Okay, so we fixed the technical difficulties.
Difficulties.
We got that out of the way. So now
Technical difficulties.
4-3. We just restarted both. Hello to AXV7. Are you guys at LAX? We are. We are at the Hilton LAX. I'm monitoring the chat.
Hello,
The
hello.
white balance feels a bit off. The white looks a little yellow. Yeah, I tried to fix that. I'll see if I can try to fix it if they take a break or between matches. Thank you, Gunnar.
The glare is also intense.
I know. It's the lighting in the room.
Yeah.
It's the lighting in the room.
Hey, stop. Come here. Lay down. Lay down.
Oh, and they can hear us.
4 or 5 looks like hitting down. And it's a relatively simple holding game where the side that's ahead in the race is usually favorite. Michi fans, and Bill's playing against the checker on the bar, so he can not make the 5 point because it's illegal, but he can play 13-11 and come out with 2. Making the 11, making the 18, leaving no blots. Not sure why he does this. I guess he gets a checker free, but I think he wanted to have the 11 instead of the midpoint.
Hello, puppy.
5-6 hits back. That's a good shot. Now he's got a few guys back. Hey,
Good morning.
nice to see you.
I'm sitting with the winner of the something or other.
Yeah, I won something or other.
Yeah.
You won something or other, I think.
I took your seat.
No, you're fine there.
What do we got here? This is
This is a super jackpot first round, round of 16.
Right,
Bill,
the
Phipps,
early,
and Michi.
Kageyama.
Yeah, Kageyama. Mountain, not exactly sure. Got some people working on the acoustics. 6-1. Okay, yeah. That looks like a 5-1 makes the 5 point. And Bill's probably close to it. Oh, if I thought he might have rolled 3-1. He'd be close to a cube if he rolled 3-1. 2-1 not as good, but you can just button up and safety everything. What else?
Well, he's got 2 ways of buttoning up.
Oh. I don't think...
I would stack.
Yeah, I would play 6-4 and stack on the midpoint. I don't think you want to create another point that's 5 away. Although you do
Actually,
get...
he's got 3 ways of stacking and playing safe, doesn't he? Because he could play 8 to 6 also, but this has
Well,
got to
8
be
to
best.
6. 8 to 6 is not really a play. I mean, there is making the 12 point just to give yourself 5-1, 5-4, 4-1 to clear the midpoint. But
Yeah, but then you got to clear the 12 points. So
yeah, but the 12 point is much easier to clear than the midpoint. You're 5 away instead of 6 away. I mean, 5 away is much, much easier than 6 away. But hey, what's wrong? What's wrong? No, hey, why are you so into that guy? Why are you so interested in that guy? Hey, you're gonna have to learn to chill at the tournament.
looks right. Gives him some timing.
Well, you could play 8 to 2 and say if he rolls like a roll like 6-5, you're getting a shot. Roll like 6-2. No, 6-2 works. 6-2 makes the deuce point. But yeah, works out better after something like this. Except he still does want to make the deuce point before. That's a pretty good roll. That clears the midpoint, goes to the 9, and then I think you're very close to a double. I think you're going to be doubling after most rolls. it's not something like double six. Yeah, so you're up 14, 26, and 3, 29,
20 pips.
20 pips?
Yeah, 101, 121, I believe.
Yeah, that sounds right. So yeah, this should be a pretty strong double, right? And I guess
I would
Probably
I think,
take.
but it's borderline.
yeah, probably take. I think you get enough shots. You're not really getting gammoned. You know, even if you just had the 18 point without the checker on the ace point, you'd have a pass, but it wouldn't be like a, you know, crazy pass. Like, and it seems like you're getting a lot of shots with the checker on the 18, or at least causing him awkward problems. Double threes is a monster.
Project your voice into the mic.
Yeah.
But
Sorry.
not too loud because they can almost hear you.
Double threes will switch. There could be a gammon. It's not impossible. I mean, there's definitely gammon risk. Why are you so interested in that guy, huh? Relax. Oh, I you closed the board. That's nice.
Ouch. He opens the board.
Yeah. Yeah. You got it.
Moderated chat.
Chill. I think Bill's a favorite to win a gammon now. You gotta take a checker off, right?
Yeah.
I mean, okay, you give 3 shots, but the gammon is super close. Here I'd play 4-3. I mean, I'm not even sure that 2-1 wins more gammons, so. 4-3 cost him. Hey, stop. Relax.
That's good.
Now he's a big favorite to win a gammon because he's going to be bearing off so quickly.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
That helped him.
yeah. 5-6 is a pretty big roll. But Bill is off in 6 rolls, 4 rolls.
Yeah.
He's off in 4 rolls. So. Could be. So if you, let's say you play 18-17 and then you roll 6-5 next turn. Yeah, it could be this just to get the double 5s.
Well, the other way,
don't-
double
you-
4s would be.
Would double 4s be better on the other one?
You get 2 men in on the other one.
Oh, if you go 12-10. But
4-0.
Oh, thank you.
This one halfway.
right, so Bills takes a 4-0 lead. Early start. Comes out, splits. 5-4 hits on the outfield, so Bills off to a good start in this game as well. And that'll come in and make the anchor and kind of equalize. 6-3 makes the 15 point, just consolidating the racing lead, and now 13-7, 6-5. Is that
What is
double
it?
3? I think it's
Oh.
double 3. Yeah, that makes a strong board. What happened?
He's got a 5-4.
Why is he coming out? Just to get off of 6s and 2s, but he's giving him a 5 to attack, 5 to hit anyway. I mean, it's also I don't know. You're kind of breaking the contact, but I would think you go 8-4. I mean, yeah, you could get pointed on, but
Yeah, if anybody would go for double tiger, I guess it isn't really double tiger if you double slot, but
well, you also want to build your board quickly, right? Like you want to be able to hit and cover or make 2 points or
yeah,
whatever.
I would double
Yeah.
slot myself. I'm trying to guess what was going through Michi's mind.
I
Might
think he's
be
getting off the pointing numbers, double ace, double deuce, 6-2. Whereas, he doesn't. Bill's not really going to hit with a 2 and might not hit with a 5. But Bill's winning the race, so he's kind of happy to disengage. You can make the 9 point. I mean, that looks pretty solid, right? You just make the 9. And then if you get missed, you're close to home. Michi's got a million blots, and hitting with a 3 breaks the midpoint. You have to hit with a 7, really, and that can't even cover.
Yeah, plan B,
Yeah.
10-3. I mean, 13-3
13-3
is
is not-
leaves
yeah.
3 strip points. And
Yeah, then he just makes this 5 point, and what do you do next roll? Or 1 will make the 5 point and safety the blot, I guess. I'm not even sure if you safety or go 8-4 here, but because I don't even know if Bill would hit if he could. Maybe he would, but he really just wants to safety, right? And he's not really looking to hit another checker. I mean, it doesn't really gain you that much staying on the 17 point, so this can't be like a bad play.
We had a poll who's going to win the match. 71% say Michi.
71% say Michi. Really?
I'll take Bill.
Yeah.
I think it was before he won that.
Okay. This is I didn't count, but it doesn't seem that crazy. Like, it seems like Bill's up a lot in the race, and he did have some market losers, right? It looks like he's up like 30 pips or something, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it's less. 20-ish. Okay, this makes some sort of sense because there's no roll that will actually leave a shot for Bill, except for double 6. Double 6 would leave a shot, but I guess he could also volunteer with a roll like 5-4. But I don't know that he really would do that. This is probably going to lose the market, I think, clearing the midpoint. 2-1 makes the 8. That's beautiful. But now you don't have a gap anymore. So if Michi rolls double sixes, it's a close race. Yeah, so it's not that far off. There's one roll away from making it a race. Okay. I would have played 7-6 just for the race, but I don't know. He's playing for contact, but there's not much contact left. I think you just come off with 2 checkers now. I mean, if you leave a checker there, you're getting hit with 1-4, 1-6, 1-5, double 1, and you're not really ever getting a shot. So
Yeah, and he's only down 6 pips, so.
oh, is it 6 pips? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, somehow it's gotten closer, right? It has gotten closer. Does he have a deuce to play? You should play 4-2. Not sure why I did this, but it's not the worst. It's just like you don't really want to put a checker on the ace point, I think. Six to 2. So ace comes off. I think you need double 6 to win, and maybe double 5. Nah. Each is gonna need at least double 6, right? Could have played 5-2 just so you have double 4 working after you roll double 6. just play an ace. Bill's trying to figure this out, but he's not going to figure it out. Just pick an ace and go with it. You don't need
Yeah, he does gain, I guess, on double 2s.
You don't need to spend 2 minutes here. He gains on double 2s, but I think you gain something if you play 2-1. I think there's some variation where you gain if you roll like
well, you
2 or
roll,
3
yeah,
aces.
ones
Yeah, there's like 2 or 3 aces or something. I don't know. But basically you're 99+% to win, so worrying about the extra 0.1% is not Alright, so Bill will jump out to a 6-0 lead.
So what is it, about 77%?
I don't know. I guess you know better than me. I figure each point is worth, what, 4.5 roughly %? So
Yeah, well, that'd be
24.
77%. So
Yeah, okay. That sounds about right. Nice hit. 5, 13 to 8 makes sense. Improves the distribution. 3-2 makes an anchor. And yeah, we got another holding game. Just runs to the 11 point. And 5-4. You don't really want to break your anchor, but what's your alternative?
13-9-8-3.
Oh,
I don't like that. I
No,
think
no.
you. I think you run off the anchor.
13-8, 6-2. No, you gotta run, right? Yeah. No.
What's your dog's name?
Her name's Yelly.
Yelly?
Yeah.
Is that meaningful?
There is some meaning. But that's okay. Yeah.
She's a dog of mystery.
Yeah. Mystery dog. Very good.
Hey, Art Benjamin.
Oh.
Hi, Art.
Benjamin in the chat. Six one is 13-7, 6-5. Should go 6-5. So, what's the count here? Down by 9, down
134 for white.
8. You're down 8, right? Michi's up 8. Should be a take, I would think.
Yeah, even the lead in the match, I don't think 8 pips in a really long race.
Yeah.
134, 142 is.
Yeah, there is some contact. It's not obvious who the contact favors. I mean, now it favors Michi after double fours, but, you know, it is still only 8 pips. Now it's going to be 24 pips, so you kind of need a good roll here. I mean, this loses the market unless he rolls a pretty strong response. I would think making the 5 point is pretty good.
I would certainly make the 5 point here.
I mean, you're
This
up.
looks pretty, but
You're up 24 pips. You don't stop any shots this way, right? You're not protecting the blot on the 11. You stop his double 6, I guess. 4-1. That makes the 7
point.
point. Yeah.
Oh, it makes the 5.
Yeah, you could make the 5. I don't know. I mean, making the 7 is pretty strong too. Yeah. That's fair. That stops double 4, and you know.
Gives you landing places to come down.
Yeah. You got builders to make the 5 or to make the 3 next turn. Double deuces. Well, make the. You could just go 13-11, 13-7.
Or you can go 13-11 and make the 5 finally.
Yeah, you can do that too. Even if he rolls double 4, I think you're like ahead.
Well, even if he rolls double 4, you're blocking it if you come down to the 11 points. So.
This is,
Oh, okay.
Also
Trying for the gammon?
possible, but it seems like you're gonna leave more shots this way if he comes in on the ace or something. Like, that seems. Yeah, I mean, you could win a gammon, but it seems like you're a long way from a gammon because you still only have a 3-point board, and then he enters and he's gonna play the rest of his checkers in the outfield unless he fans and. This seems
like
fine.
this.
Yeah, this is a fine play.
Oh.
Double 4.
Speaking of double 4s.
You actually can't get away because you have the 11 point. So he has to make the 7 and come down. I mean, I guess you could come out, but you're still losing the raise, right? So.
Yeah.
I think you're losing the race. You're down 9 and
105
down
for
17,
white.
17 minus 3, you're down 14. You're down 10. You're down 10 after the roll.
No.
So 16 pips. I guess you just don't hit, yeah? I mean, if you hit, you leave a bunch of shots. You can't even cover the blots in the outfield. And you can't safety them, so it's probably better to take a 16 pip lead. I mean, I'm not going to leave like 10 shots. That's like a direct shot.
Yeah, so just slot the 3.
Yeah. I believe this would be a fairly large blunder to hit if he does hit.
You hit, how do you play with 5?
You have to
Yeah, and
play
that's the
11
problem.
to. Huh?
Right.
You have to play 11 to 6 or 9 to 4, but I mean, it's
shots.
Yeah, well, the problem
it's
is,
horrible.
Yeah, lots of fly
Yeah,
shots.
it's horrible.
Lots of fly shots, hard to clean up. Not that hard.
Not hard to clean
but
up,
not-
but
oh,
yeah,
oh.
this is blunder potential, I believe. It's not that hard to clean up.
The
It's
dog
the
is
fly
gonna
shots.
blunder.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess what I'm saying about the cleanup though is that a lot of the times, let's say he just comes in with I don't know 1-4,
Yeah.
you know, but now in the process of
You
cleaning
point on
up,
him
you're
on
not-
the ace, and now you leave 2, 6, and 3, 5, something like that.
yeah, or you wind up leaving, you can't cover both the.
Right. You can't cover both points at once, so you leave another 4 fly shots or something. Yeah.
I was playing a prop with David Wells many, many years ago, and almost this situation came up. And the first game,
Mm-hmm.
he rolled a 5-1, and he looked at the 5-1 and said, "I'm on the wrong side of this. I'll only play you 3 games," and then I quit.
Nice. Used to give you 3 games.
Yeah, and he was the only one. I mean, nobody wanted my side of it until
Mhm.
David.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
4
gonna
pips.
it's gonna be a close race. Now I wish I had hit, but of course, getting hit would have been a total disaster. So I think 11 to 6, but this is fine. Ooh, Bill is winning the race. Yeah,
Yeah.
so 13-8. Bill is not going to have a redouble unless something else good happens at this score. But if he gets another, picks up another 8 pips somehow. Yeah. You're not doing well at the tournament, huh? Yeah. 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 Stop. Bill's still leading in the race, right?
Yeah,
What's
I think
the
he's up 5.
count now? He's up 5. Okay.
Down
He's
a
down a
checker.
checker. He's probably not redoubling at this score, especially given his distribution is a lot worse. Right? He's got only 1 checker on the 6 point and 4 guys on his 3 point. So you have to penalize that 5 a bit. It's a good roll.
That's a bad
So
roll.
now it's 11, right? 11 pips?
Yeah, 11 pips and
That
equal
looks-
number of men.
Yeah. That's looking like a lot of pips. I think this is a cash, right?
I would pass it.
Yeah. I mean, it is. You are trailing 6-0, but I mean, 11 pips is a lot to overcome. You know, you need double 6 just to get even, and then you're still. Good pass.
Put it in XG here. Redouble
Mhm.
pass. 95 pass.
Yeah.
You like that XG board?
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Not bad.
It's that.
What's that? Oh, it's that?
Yeah.
Are those blue checkers?
They don't appear too blue on the.
But they
camera
are
because
blue
of
in
lighting,
the-
but they're turquoise blue. They're like this one.
I see. Okay, those are blue checkers. Okay, fair enough. All right, Bill's up 8-0. Cruising along. Hasn't lost a game yet. Michi's gonna fill in his prime. And Bill rolls a 7, like a natural 7. Two 1 for Bill should make the 5 point, I believe. I mean, the 5 point.
You should either think about it and then
can't-
make the 5
you
point or
can't,
just make it
yeah,
quickly.
Yeah. You can't. I mean, okay, you're up 8-0 and you don't want to leave a shot, but like the guy's on the bar, so.
Same pass. Slot
Yeah.
5 and the 4.
Yeah. 4 or 5 hits.
Wow. So how aggressively is he gonna double now?
Pretty aggressively, right? 2-5. You can play 7-2. I don't think you want to leave 6s, 1s, and 3s. So you do this, and then maybe you make the 2 point next. 6-3. You can hit and make the 21. Kind of keep them off balance, and maybe you pick up the other blot. Comes in with a 3 and now a 5. It should come out. Hitting again on the ace point just leaves too many blots, I think. I don't like this one.
He's playing Michi. He's got to play a double tiger at least once this match.
Michi rolls, which is probably a good idea. 4-3, you can.
Speaking of double tigers.
Yeah, I think you do. Yeah, he's got 2 blots in his home board. You stop him from, making one of those or making the 22 or hitting or just running out with a 6. Like, all his numbers are good if you don't hit, basically. He's going to do something on his roll. And you don't have a good way to play it otherwise. So, I like this play.
Yeah, he'd like to have more builders, having made the double slot here, but
Yeah.
what can you do?
I mean, it's
If you
great
don't
if he
have them, you don't
fans.
have them.
There's 9 numbers that fan, and then it's like you gained a lot, right? Whereas if you do this, like, what are you trying to do with this anyway? You want to hit him next roll. I mean, okay, maybe you could, roll something great next roll, but you leave fewer shots, I guess. But, you know, I don't think you're concerned about leaving fewer shots. Is that a 3,
2?
2? Yeah, I think it's a 2. Okay. Good play. 4 in and come out. Yep. Michi missed all the shots. So you can run to the 14, actually. Oh, you can hit and make a 5-point board. Oh my god, I didn't even see that. I saw you could hit, but yeah. That's got to be pretty strong, I guess. I mean, running to the 14, yeah, you can't really, you're not really in shape to double after that, I think. So I would actually hit and make the 5-point board. Five-point board is a 5-point board, you know, and he's on the bar. Do you ever double at the score, or do you just, you know, he's just gonna play for a gammon? Now it's like for sure too good, right?
Yeah, he's gonna roll on here.
And if you rolled last roll, I don't really. I mean, I don't see Michi ever taking. I'm totally missing something.
In a lot of variations where Michi does come in before Bill's come all the way around, Bill probably winds up in a position where he can just cash the 4-point holding game. You know, there are some scores that you would double at this, you know, I mean, some games where you would double at this score, and you know, if he gets around to, you know, like let's say that man comes around to the 8-point or the 6-point, and Michi comes in, you're probably looking at double territory or close to it at that point.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it'll look like if he comes in, you know, exactly where Red's checkers will be, but it just seems like it's going to take him a long, I mean, you're going to win so many gammons that whether you can cash or not,
like, even if he comes in and you've come around, you might be playing on anyway.
Right. I mean, I mean, whether you can cash or double later or not is not really. I mean, it just looks like you're winning a gammon. So, like, you know, I mean, assuming it doesn't come in on the first roll or something. This has got to be a pass. Yeah. You know, gammon is worth less than usual at 8-0, but it looks like it's like so close to a gammon that I don't know. I mean, he did have some counterplay, but the blot on the 2-point is also a problem. So.
Well, blot on the 2-point, and the fact that he doesn't have any builders means that, you know, he comes in and then he has to come down, and if Bill's still back there.
Yeah, that's I mean, yeah, you know, not having a perfect offense in place is always bad. You know, I mean, he'd be pretty happy if he came in while Bill had not escaped yet, but you know, it's not like a perfect offense on the other side.
Matt and Jake are watching. I wasn't watching.
Oh, okay.
All right, goes off to a 9-0 lead.
I think that's about 90%.
Believe you?
I still use Janowski. How accurate that is for some of these, but
I don't know. I don't think about I don't use anything. Try to play the
see
position,
to the
you know.
pace.
Yeah. Well, I figure kind of like backgammon is backgammon, and you look at the position. Match equity is secondary. Like if you're losing a gammon, you don't want to take, you know. Like.
Guys think?
Well, the dice have been running pretty much one way to this point.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
you know
that's
they've
what I was
been
telling him.
playing well. We didn't agree with the last double, but otherwise.
Oh, fantastic stories. I can touch you. Touch.
Check that last position. I mean, we got nothing else going on. Might as well.
Touch, yeah. Okay, so.
Yeah.
Got the score.
No double take.
8-0 to 13.
Yeah,
How, by how much?
I see. Yeah, so 126 here to double.
Mr. Patrick Gibson.
Put up a checker back from the midpoint to the 3-point. 3 before the. No.
Yeah.
The 13 point to the 22 point. Previous roll.
I see.
Yeah. Previous
Right here?
previous roll. No, cube action here.
This.
Yeah. I mean, I
Double
probably.
pass.
Okay, so this one was. Yeah. This one I would have considered, but
Yeah.
I
Did
didn't.
you look at?
No, he rolled and then he doubled the next roll, which is not good because, you know, first of all, Michi might have taken the previous roll. I mean, I certainly would have considered it.
Living
Hi, Eric.
in Las Vegas. You play with him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did you
Eric.
buy?
Oh, nice.
So you played in Alpha.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Tell us, how was that?
Good. I won the Mochi Millions and I lost in the finals of the one-day tournament.
So people were asking about the Mochi Millions because it's a different type of event.
Yeah.
One question, I guess, a question from Vin. Would Matt change anything about the game or tournaments?
The Mochi Millions or
no,
in general?
He was just asking a general question.
Oh, okay. I mean, you know, I would like to see the game grow. I would like to see, you know, high stakes tournaments with like, you know, nice venues, but it's hard for people to do.
They have that in Dubai. They have that in Dubai, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay.
Have you gone to the Dubai tournament?
I have not.
That's a good one.
Mhm.
I heard it. I know Patrick Jabali.
Mhm.
What about you, Jake? Anything you would change about the game or tournaments?
Ring girls in between games. No, seriously.
Is that also in
like
Dubai?
Matt said, yeah, many years ago, there were sponsors, Black and White Scotch, Merit cigarettes, and the added money drew a lot of action. But some of it was just the zeitgeist. People played. You could go into most bars and find backgammon boards under the bar. You'd see people that would play backgammon while they were sitting around drinking and talking and having fun. I mean, everywhere. And because the game was bigger, the game was bigger. It would be nice to see that again, that kind of interest from the general public. And the funny thing, I mean, it's just a small sign, but my brother, I have two brothers, and one of them used to play years ago quite actively. The other one played the game a few times and then stopped playing 50 years ago. And he got a hold of me about a month and a half ago and said, there's going to be a backgammon tournament at a local bar in Tucson with friends of his, and they really wanted me to come. And so I went there, and they had apparently drawn 16 their first time out, and they got, I think, 22 the night I was there. And then a week from Monday, they're going to have their third one. We'll see how that goes. But it's this sudden grassroots, where did these people come from kind of thing, from nothing in Tucson to something out of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of people who play backgammon. If you just go to the App Store and look at how many downloads there are of the top apps, it's like, many millions. So
what's a good way to get them to come to the tournaments or join the USBGF? What would you suggest, if any?
I don't know.
Ring girls.
Yeah, ring girls. I don't know. It's a complicated question.
Or how can we get some sponsors, Jake?
Yeah, sponsors would be great.
Yeah, that's the $64 million question there, isn't it?
Hans, would you like to sponsor this?
I mean, draft.
We a free dog.
There's places that would, like DraftKings and things like that. That were doing that at some point. I don't know if they still are, but
sponsoring backgammon tournaments.
I mean, they were throwing money at everything. Like you could just kind of. Ask them.
Not at me. They weren't throwing it at me. They were doling it out a little bit at a time. But
You think
Denny's might sponsor.
Denny's?
That's right.
We could get Carl's
at
Jr.
We play at Denny's regularly. So we were talking about the Mochi Millions. Tell us about that event. How you enjoyed it. It's unique. It's a little different.
It's good. It was
the viewers are not familiar with the format, so
yeah,
explain that.
I wasn't really familiar with the format either. It was my first time playing, but it's kind of like table stakes. So some of the old online sites used to do that. I don't think they still do, but basically it's like you can't win or lose more than the limit. Yeah, so
you started out with 8 chips,
You
right?
start out with 8 chips, and if you win or lose a game, you win a chip or lose a chip or times the value of the cube. But you can never win more than the number of chips that you have.
Let me go set that up. They're getting ready.
And of course, that affects your doubling strategy and
Yes.
taking strategy.
Yes. So, for example, you don't want to necessarily double a gammonish position if there's only 3 chips, I mean, it's a little bit weird. Okay, we're back. So 6-4 is normally you hit, and I don't think the square changes anything. Like, first of all, it's not gammon save, and second of all, even at gammon save, you might want to hit anyway, so. But you're a long way from gammon save. Like, you're up 9-0. You could still 4 points would be useful for you.
Some people just assume without thinking it through that once they have a lead that they're just always on Gammon save.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
isn't.
Yeah. I guess a gammon save making the anchor might be the play, but here I think you just hit. 5-4 makes a 20-point anchor. Bill is still a favorite because he has a lead in the race. Can make the 4-point. Two 1 hits and probably comes up at the back to the 22-point. Think you want to have that checker on the 22-point. And 11 to 10 doesn't really improve you that much. You're leaving the 4-6 and double 5 in addition to the 5-6 running past you, so. Double 4 hits and plays to the 10-point. I mean, you could make the 9-point, but hitting must be better, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Fan is good. You can't double at this score, I don't think. I mean, even at a normal score. Double 3 makes the 3-point. And probably goes 10 to 7 to start the bar point. And then I think I'd play 21 to 18 just to minimize blots. I don't want to have too many blots. You could go 21 to 15 also, but it's kind of nice to have the bar point as a landing spot. I don't think you want to make the 10-point. It does minimize blots, but it's a point you're going to have to clear later. Not sure what to do with this. I think making the 7. I mean, you could go 18-14 and just kind of run away. But the 7-point is a good landing space and it's blocking the checker on the ace point. You know, potentially you can attack that checker if he never makes it or whatever. Alright, ace 6 comes in and hits. R22, I think? I don't think so. No, I like coming up because he's not even going to hit you if he rolls a 5. And if he makes his 5-point, now you're stuck back there. Yeah. Now, like, you need to get that checker out very quickly. Okay.
Like that.
Yeah, yeah. It worked out better, actually. You would have been stuck if you were on the 3-point. But you have more rolls to escape if you're on the 3-point.
I would start thinking about it now, but I wouldn't double. But I would start thinking about it.
I mean, so I would think like at a normal score, what's going on, and there's probably double pass at a even score, but like White still has plenty of play. And I'm not like completely sure it's a pass because you have the open 2-point, so you have to bear in against the ace 5, but there's also, you know, you might have to leave a shot before you can make the 2-point. So
you really want the 2.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when you have a 9-0 lead, you don't want to double a cube that you think might be marginal for a normal score. You know, like you don't want to get into that kind of mess because he's going to redouble on any excuse at all, right? If you just like leave a shot, he might redouble.
Oh, it's
Yeah. Well, in an 11-point match, you just play for a gammon. No, hardly any upside to doubling. So here's the first shot. You can play 7 to 4 or 13 to 10. 13 to 10 leaves 13 shots, and this leaves what 16 shots. But 7 to 4 is a better builder.
This way he's got to come off the anchor.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's true, I guess. Yeah, I don't think you can really double before you make the point at the score, right? If you roll a number like 6-3 or something, kind of hate it. You're getting close. Yeah, yeah. Not only the timing, now you have 5 builders for the 2-point. So you're very likely to make it.
Go through his numbers and see how they all play.
Yeah, so bad roll is a 3, especially like a 6-3. 6-3 would be bad. 3-2, not so good. Yeah, okay. Believe that.
Bad if you
5-1 clears the 8. And 5-3, he'll come out with 1 checker. I'm not even sure you should make the 5-point if he rolls 2-1. So that's not even an obvious play, so you should just go to the 12. I mean, it's almost like a total free roll to go 15-12. I don't even know how I would play 2-1 if I was red. Like, is it crazy to just make the 2-point and ignore the blot? I don't know.
I think you probably are supposed to make the 2-point.
Yeah. Okay, so now he's got the 2-point. So that took care of a lot of problems. Now he's gonna come out. I guess that's fine, but he could think about doubling here. That was a position I would have considered doubling. I think this is gonna. No, I don't think you make the 5. I think you just break from the 7 and then go 6 to 4, right?
Yep.
And then you just cash, right?
Well, you don't have bad.
I don't see how you can Michi really take after 6 to 4. I don't see it. I mean, no, this is worse. It leaves a double 6, but it's also just worse long term. Also, like it's worse distribution. So that's definitely worse.
Yeah, the builders on the 2 are not really useful.
This is definitely not what you want to do. Just go 7-6 and 6 to 4. All right.
But you can still double this.
I think you still cash. Yeah. I don't think it's a take. Okay. Borderline too good? Yeah, I guess that makes sense because it's so involatile. But you're probably gonna have to double later, right? Like you're winning very few actual gammons. The gammons you win mostly come when you roll like double 6 or something. Yeah. Okay. I think like you have to double here, for instance. After the 4-1. Probably 6 to. This is kind of why you didn't want to play 4 to 2 earlier. Now you're in this position. But I think you have to double this. I don't know if he's gonna really look. Okay. All right. Is red really gonna win a gammon? I mean, maybe. It is possible. Now there's definitely shots, right? 6-5, 5-1, like any 5. 6-1. Yeah, except double 5. Alright, so now he's considering.
No.
Yeah. Alright. Michi, I expect to pass. Even at the score. There's no, not enough life here. 5-1, 6-1.
Any 5 except double 5s and 6-1.
Any 5, you get a 11 number shot. 5-1 and 6-1, you get somewhat more than that. But it's just not enough, yeah. And 0. 9-0 is 90%. This has got to be more than 90%. That's my formula. Okay, 2 down at the score. All right. 3-1 is making the 4. Two makes 4. Alright, so Bill's got a little bit better priming position. So Michi should split and make the 9. Double 4 is a tremendous roll. Makes the 20 point immediately, makes the 9. Kinda needs a 5 here. Deuce is like second best. Makes the 22, makes the 11. Plays 6-4. I think you want the 11 point to be blocking the 20 point. I don't think so. Like, normally you play 9-7 when you're trying to get home, but you got 2 checkers that are stranded. Oh, I kind of like making the 11 there, because the 11 is going to be what you need for... Yeah, here he can come out with 2, actually. Like, this is the difference, right? Is now he just plays 20-15 and 20-14, and like, how do you stop him? You need, like, double 2s or something.
I guess 5 right now. He's probably looking at coming down, but I like coming out with 2.
Yeah, for sure you want to come out, because like if you come down, like let's say first of all he has the small jokers that can the small little doublets, and second of all, like let's say he just makes his board and then you don't roll a number that escapes. Now like you're in this mess where now he's got the board made and you have to somehow roll a good number to escape the last checker and then get missed. And there's hardly anything. I mean, okay, 2-1 and 3-1 would hit and cut. No, not this. This at all. I mean, first of all, he could roll like 4-1 or double 4, but also, even if he misses, but you need to like roll an ace that escapes or something. Like you can't. You're not really. This isn't really the game plan. It's very hard to cover the blot on the 7 after a miss. If you can come out, you leave double 2, double 3, 2-1, and 3-1. But those numbers still have 2 checkers behind a 5 prime, so. And
Actually,
It
double
doesn't-
4 is, I guess.
Oh yeah, double 4 is
Funny
actually
joker.
pretty good. Yeah, double 4 is a good roll. But you know, most of the ones besides that are not that good. Like even like a roll like, you know, 3-2 hitting twice, you leave 2 blots, plus you have 2 checkers behind a 5', 3-5, you hit and cover, and then you have a million return shots. Marty store in the house.
I am. Not quite. All right.
Yeah, I like
Yeah, he's
coming
got
out
the
with
whole
2.
thing.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
might as
yeah,
well come
yeah.
out with 2.
Yeah. Okay, good play.
Coming out with 1 is coming out with 2, and there's a lot of hit covers. Even if it's only covering 1 blot.
Yeah.
So this seems to be.
You should just come out with 2.
Come out with,
Clock.
come out with.
You
That's-
should.
that's
if
what I-
you start counting, you're going to get yourself into trouble.
No, at first glance, I just do this, but
Yeah.
most direct way to.
6-5 clean up. You can stack the 9 point. Or leave a 4-3, which gives a little bit better distance.
Sixes play better.
Yeah,
6-1, 6-3.
I probably wouldn't shot.
I would.
It could be better, but it is a shot.
It
You
is
know?
a shot, and
Two
he might have
shots.
to, he might have
Yeah,
to break
yeah.
the midpoint right now, right? So
Is it
part of it.
double 6?
Double 6.
Okay. What is this gonna be? Is this gonna be a cube?
I think.
You're up 10, 13? 10 to. I don't.
No, maybe not quite that
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
Not
I
quite that much.
don't think it's quite a
No,
double.
yeah, the pip count was closer than
Maybe after you clear the 9 point. I think
that.
not at this score still. Such a
Yeah,
such
it's-
a lopsided
The
score.
race is pretty close.
Yeah, the race is close. I think you want to prime.
Closer.
8. You should run here.
6-4 is a
Right?
nightmare.
No?
A nightmare.
Oh, I guess
He
you should
keeps
keep it. Yeah.
He keeps it. It's
Yeah,
a
all his,
nightmare.
yeah,
It's
all
a
his
lot
6s.
number. 5-4s.
Good. Okay, so here he's gonna run.
He's not going
And
to.
then
10 pips, I think.
here.
Now
is
the
this
dreaded
something?
6-4.
Anything?
Yeah, I think so, because you got a few small numbers that. Yeah.
It's such a lopsided.
Oh, it's a lopsided score. Oh, that's what it is. You know, 10 to 0. Oh my goodness.
I think. Oh,
Rolls the cube.
it's not crazy to double because it's like looks like ass. I think at this. I mean, you gotta take it if you're Marty, right? You're down 10-0. Well, what is
I think
the
it's
take point?
67, 77.
Okay.
So
What
I
is
think he's
the-
going
Well,
to take.
that makes it a monster take.
What is, I
Probably
mean,
that range.
I don't know what the take point is at this score, but I know it's pretty low.
The 12th point versus. Can't give up.
Or
6-4, 5,
Five,
5-4
4.
breaks
break something,
For 2.
or 2 point.
Oh, yeah.
It might leave a
Fourth-
problem with a
fourth-
6 next. I didn't even take 3.
I think it was a
2 in, double box cars, and
Yeah, I mean, for money, it's a sizable pass.
no, I
This
wouldn't
is not money.
take it for money. Says I'm gonna grind it out. Grind it
Okay.
out. 1 point.
Oh, 7-0, not so hard. It's
Makes for a
13
better
points.
story later.
What to do here? Could be
Probably
7
close to a
4.
double.
You have a whole lot of market, but it is possible. You roll 6-3 fans.
But not,
Oh.
I mean, not now. Last roll.
Yeah. You'd roll like a number like a 6 or a 1, and then he rolls 4 or something.
Certainly thought about it there.
Yeah, makes sense. I think it is a roll, but a 2 here. He split to the. This is gonna be a double. Michi, is this the first time he has doubled in this?
Yeah.
Will be. I think he's gonna play 13-9.
Sure, you could play 10-3. And 10-3 was, or 10, yeah, 10-3 was my first. Okay, 2. Gives you a good set. But more blots. This must be a take. Hit. Down. Okay. Good hit. Hit. Probably gonna do something. Make a gamble. His 3-point hit you in the outfield, or you get 22, something. You still have 4 guys back. Okay, good roll.
Well, Bill's got him right.
Oh, Bill has not worse than ace deuce. Still,
I've been inclined to. I'm not sure I do that. Force him to
interesting.
roll a mini joke.
You go to the 9. You. I think this is a good play. Yeah.
That's the only trouble is
What's up
4
this?
shots.
Or you don't. Six
Man.
1 is a good roll.
How did this man get up to 11-0?
To the... Keep going. 6 should be played already. Okay. The 9. Oof. Give it a shot. Getting hit here, you get counter prime. Checkers on 2 point. Getting hit with a 2 really costs you.
37.
Hope is that there's nothing in your roll 6. By taking the 9, you're actually you want. I play 24-23. You don't have a wait. You want to stop shoulders on 8 point from making the kind of block. You can stay back. Two is probably better.
There you go. There it is.
One can play this. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Have to hit. Kind of sick. Play 7 to 1. Out. Coming out. Keep play. Nice.
On the game.
Ichi.
Overboard.
Seven. Look at the 10 point. Giving
No,
a
For the 10 point, it looks really weird.
You
You're all
cleared the
stacked up.
7 in
Yeah.
the position.
problem
Quite
is,
cleared.
and I
faster.
think clearing the 10 point better than
Well, yeah, no. I mean,
you could do it. You could do it without leaving.
Critical. No resign error for that one.
Alright. Michi needs 11 more points before Bill gets 2. Could happen. I've seen stranger things happen.
It's happened before in the antimatter universe.
Yeah.
2 goes to 2 also.
6-2 from Michi. It comes out. Oops.
I've seen that come back from 14-0 Crawford twice.
Twice. That's impressive. It's hard to get to 14-0.
He actually made one of his opponents actually gave up the game because of it.
14 Crawford and a 13 is impossible. Of course.
Yeah, yeah. It's very hard to, first of all, reach 0 to 14 Crawford. So to come back twice is already, like, you know.
No fancy double slot plays.
6-5.
There's a fancy.
I think
safe
you go
play.
to the deuce point. Yeah. I don't think you're going to leave a shot. 13-3. This should probably play 6-5.
Yeah, because you
think
make
you
yourself
wanna-
way
yeah.
more inflexible if
I
you.
think you want to make the 3 point, so you don't want to create a gap there. Here, probably play 8-3, 6-5 if I'm Bill. I mean 8-3, and then you can either play 9-8 or. Okay, it's not the worst.
Yeah, it's
You're
not.
slotting the
it's
4
not, well,
point.
now he's going to just make the bar for a beautiful 4-point prime.
I guess so.
Project the voices into the microphone.
Oh,
a
sorry,
little bit
yes.
Better, please. Thank
Make that bar point.
There's only 2 microphones here.
That's right.
It's a little bit. It's
Close to this.
hard to have
Hug this.
hard to have 3 commentators with 2 microphones.
I know. We only have the capacity for 2.
We'll just
Okay,
have to,
well, all right.
Share.
we'll just have to squeal loudly.
I think you
Oh, come on,
make the
Michi,
7
make that
point.
4 in a row is more than you think, perhaps.
Perhaps.
Perhaps Michi, it's more than Michi thinks right now. So, I mean,
Well, I mean, what's Plan B also?
Plan B is
You need 4-6-4.
leave blots on all your open interboard points.
Yeah.
Now he's supposed to install. That guy's stripped outside. I'm not going to wait for my bar point. Oh no, the 18 point.
6-1 makes the 3 point.
Typical, Curry roll.
I don't think this is close to a double because even if you roll an ace, you might not lose your market.
Lots of work to do.
I don't. Even if you hit and cover, did you lose the market? I'm not sure.
You really got a double 4 or a double 5. 3-1.
Speaking of hitting and covering.
Okay.
Throw that back.
We'll
There's the
we'll
first
test
part.
that proposition.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to toss that one. Toss that in the garbage. But
If you come down, you definitely didn't lose the market here, but now you have to double, I believe. A deuce,
yeah, it
a
looks-
deuce is super strong.
yeah, he's
E6 is not too bad, and you have
Crawford.
double ace also. I think you
Crawford
should
11
double.
away. I
No?
would double this. Oh my gosh. Oh, well.
Yeah, this is gonna.
Question is a 3. I guess you just go to the 15. If you take the 6, if you stay there.
If you go 8-5, you're leaving 4-1 and double 1, which are already hitting. And
Yeah. So you. Yeah.
if you go to the 15, you're leaving 4-3 and 1-3, which don't hit.
That's right. So I mean, because you're duplicating the 1
Yeah,
and the 6 downstairs.
I
And
think.
the 4 to come in.
Yeah, I
there's gotta
think.
be fewer shots.
I think
that ought to
8-5.
Fewer shots out of trump everything else. So I guess 8
Yeah.
to 5 is right.
Yeah, I mean
I
it's
thought it
fewer
was
shots
equal.
plus the thing is like if he rolls a number
You
that
get off the 6, but you're on. You haven't gotten off the 6
yeah.
down on the 2 point.
He could
So
he could
Michi will-
he could
Michi will
roll a
count all the
number.
numbers up.
Yeah. This is like too good now. Yeah. Yeah. Kind of wish he had doubled before he rolled the deuce,
yeah,
but you know.
At a score like this, you just don't need much of an excuse.
Yeah.
You're just going to play to the 11.
Yeah. 14-11 for me as well.
4 shots is fewer than 8. You only gain yourself 4 extra hitting numbers, even if you.
This looks
Based
like
on the
11 to 8 and
Yeah.
keep going to the 7 point, I think. Yeah.
Well, let's see. So you could.
I like this play.
Gives you a better hitting chance.
Yeah.
Next turn, whether even if it comes in.
Yeah.
Such as if you rolled something like 5-1.
Yeah.
The backgammons are not unheard of, but they're still rare.
Yeah.
Just go to the 12 to 6. I don't want to give. I don't want to.
No,
I
you
still
could-
want to block him with the double 4.
You could play 7 to 2 to get another builder for the ace. But
Be wary still.
we gotta make the ace point here. Yeah.
No double 4s, please. Almost.
He's gonna have to give
Yeah,
it.
just do it.
Is he? He can clear the 7 point.
He can clear the 7. It's true.
I think. Huh. If you clear the 7, you leave yourself double 4 to blot though, which is just like a really bad roll.
Double. But you leave yourself double 4 worse this way. I mean,
Right.
Because the other way you could play 7-3,
I think.
6 to 2 3 times, and it would only be an indirection.
Right. And if you roll like a 6-4, let's say.
My rule is to stay flexible.
My rule is
Doesn't
never
matter.
give a 35 to one shot, but
Well,
but I think in this case it might be like so inflexible
I will
that you
leave-
could.
I will leave 17 to 1 shot. I mean, yeah, I leave 17 to 1 shot sometimes.
Yeah, I
But the
don't.
gammon is not much of an issue if you don't get that.
I don't leave a shot unless it's forced most of the time. But this time I might
I
make
will-
an exception.
I will leave a shot. I will leave indirect shots bearing in.
Yeah.
2 or 1 of them usually if the gammon is at stake and I obviously want to get in quickly.
Yeah, but that's not the gammon is not at
Shot-
stake. you're gonna win a gammon.
Backgammon, Matt.
You're not gonna win a.
You're not greedy.
You're not gonna win a backgammon. You gotta get 15 checkers
not,
off.
Eh? No, you're not. Eh? Dummy fan. Oh, no, he didn't. No, he should play like that.
I'm not
I'm
sure.
not so sure because twos are wasteful
Yeah.
and ones are not as wasteful as 2s are
Right.
after this. So.
Right.
No, I think he's. This actually is. I think it's break even. This is break even from the other position that we already.
No.
3-3. No, 3.
You're much better this way. The other way you miss with any ace, and here you.
It's analogous to the Baroque position. 3-3-3-1 versus 3-3-3-2.
Yeah, 3-3-3-1 is way better, right?
It's not. It's the same. It's exactly the same. If you talk about mean rolls, or if you talk about
No.
actual wins. The only
No.
way it's better. I'll bet you. Right? The only way it's better because the thing is if you
we
get-
can
if
we
you
can
get-
make a wager.
The point is if you right, you're better off the other way. You're better off having 3 and 1 if you move 2, if you cross over 2 farthest back checkers. But you waste with a 2 the other way. See, you waste a pip if you're going to cross over.
Yeah, but
Cross over twice,
3-3-3-1.
You waste, and then you have 2 and a 3, right?
Okay, we can set up a position and I'll make a wager. All right. Okay.
The only thing. 3-3-3-1
You're trying to save a
versus
backgammon.
3-3-2-2.
You
Which is better
have
for
4
saving a
checkers
backgammon.
left, and you want to save a backgammon.
You have multiple rolls to do it. It's not like one roll, right?
Yeah.
That's what your opponent has.
Yeah.
You have got your opponent is trying to backgammon you by rolling multiple doubles while you roll tiny numbers. And should you put your four checkers 3 on the 21 point and 1 on the 19, or 2 on the
Anyway.
no shots.
Oh, I see.
Contact score. So you're just trying to get out as quickly as possible. I'm claiming it's break even. 3 away, 3 away, 2 away, 2 away, which is 3 on 3 away, 1 1.
And I'm claiming it's not break even. It's not.
Go through the numbers.
I just did.
Uh-huh.
Look up right answer.
Well, we can make a bet on what the right answer is.
You roll 2 good numbers. You want to have 3 and 1 left versus 3.
Don't tell him. Don't tell him.
What if I know that, but what if you roll a deuce? If you roll a deuce, you're gonna cross twice if it matters, and then you're gonna have 2 on the.
What if I roll an ace? What if I roll an ace? That cancels with what if I roll a deuce?
Don't kill my action.
I feel like I'm on that side here. Is that right?
Yeah, that is correct.
I know it's early in the morning.
I think, Marty, what you wanted was to add the proviso that you have to roll small numbers.
I think 13-11 with the deuce. I don't really see making the 9 point being that strong.
No, not. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
With that.
You want to make
He's got a
the
blot on-
make the bar
he's got
point.
a blot on the deuce point,
Yeah.
so keep as many
You
buildings
don't
in
care
bar
about
as
the fly
possible.
shot.
No, just that's. Oh, it's a 6 there. That makes it easy.
5-3 is breaking the midpoint. 13-10, 13-8. Creating max builders. This is okay. But you would have had more builders for the bar point if you did the other one.
Anyone who's in the Masters jackpot, that will be starting shortly.
That would be me.
Good luck,
That would be
Jake.
me and me.
Thank you.
Early
Probably
start.
Kip too.
It's okay.
Matt, are you gonna play in the Master Jackpot?
I might play in the late start. I'm playing in the super at.
Oh, you're playing the Super now.
Yeah.
So
He's waiting for the winner of Bill and Michi.
Oh, I am.
No, I don't know.
I don't know what the draw is. 10, I believe. 8 with the anti-buys.
2 anti-buys.
Yeah, right.
Who's Bob playing?
Shall he hit or shall he hit?
Oh man, just making the
yeah.
bar is like really nice. Hitting is also
Hitting is really
you
nice.
could win a gammon. Like there's something to be said for winning an undoubled gammon.
What's he got here?
Yeah, the
2-1 from
is just
the
played it.
yeah.
2-1 from here.
I think you hit. Yeah.
It looks pretty clear.
Yeah,
just say
yeah.
myself,
You
oh,
might
shit.
you might actually win more games this way also. So
Yeah, exactly. There's only one checker back,
right.
and you don't have.
It's not like he has a strong board on his side.
Says, ha, ha, ho, ho,
Yeah,
and Bill
you do
says-
leave some fly shots,
Bill
but
rolls a 2 and
you know.
says, ho, ha, ha, ha. I suppose he hits, right?
I don't think so. Really?
I would with a bigger board. Just make the 9 point.
Maybe you're right.
There's no pick count. on
Yeah,
this,
maybe
so
you're
there's
maybe
what,
you're right. You just hit. Huh?
70.
A 4 left.
140 for red, is that right? And then we've got.
Yeah, I guess this is the right play.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
It's certainly the right money play, and I think even.
Yeah. No, I mean you still want to win a gammon,
Yeah,
and
it's-
you know.
It's thematic, but the bigger
Yeah,
board and everything.
right.
So blood is board.
Right.
and all that stuff.
Here you probably ooh. Do you hit again, or cover?
I
Hit
would,
again.
I would hit again.
Okay. Hit
And then try to
play.
find a 4. I'm not
Well,
sure about the
20
4.
to 16 makes sense. I
20
think.
to 16 looks good.
I think you.
Even 10 to 6 looks good.
Yeah, but I think you don't want to have too many checkers back there. You also get off the double ace pointing on you.
It's blitz connectivity, yeah. So
Yeah, this is okay.
This is okay because you got another builder for your piece.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Duplicate the covering two and the bouncing two.
This has to double hit. 3-2.
So
Must be a double hit.
yeah.
What else?
Well, you
is
try
there?
it. Yeah, if you're gonna hit once, you should hit twice, obviously.
I mean,
As long as you can't cover, you might as well
yeah.
go for the gusto.
There's not really another play that I can find. There's no. I don't see another play that kind of makes any sense.
The psychological dangers. You say, "Oh darn, my attack failed."
No. No way. This is blunder potential.
He'll just consolidate.
Yeah.
Just consolidate
This is
a lot
not
of
the
the
play
time.
your opponent doesn't want to see you make.
Yeah, if
Double negatives.
if you were gonna hit before, now that you've got 12, now that you've got 12 checkers in the zone, now
Don't
is
forget to hit the
yeah
second
yeah.
checker.
Don't forget to pick up the blot on the 4-point.
It would be very.
Did he
No,
miss it?
No, maybe he missed it. Maybe
Does he
that's-
not see that
maybe
the
that's
2 can
issue,
hit?
yeah.
Maybe he doesn't see that the 2 can hit. Like just a total oversight. That's kind of the only explanation I have.
Can't say we've all done it and worse.
Yeah.
I believe I've done worse.
Yeah.
By many moves of equity.
That was not a good play, but yeah.
I've been notified they're about to do the draw for the 1 p.m. start time. Thank you. So that's
Okay.
for 3 of you, and we've got another commentator coming in. Go in.
Good luck, guys.
Okay.
That was edifying.
Of the match? Yeah. I'm not sure. I brought it. Thank you. Good luck.
Yeah.
We're gonna have my friend John Druska joining us for the commentary. He does a lot on social media, and it's a lot of fun. All right, John, this is Matt Cohn-Geier, John Druska.
Hey, Matt.
Hello.
Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks for having me.
How you
Do
doing?
some color commentary, yeah?
Sure.
Yeah.
Whatever's
See the
needed.
colors.
Project your voice into the microphone.
Yeah, can do.
Let's see some colors.
So, Matt, catch me up here. This is
It's,
is this a game or a match or?
Round of 16 Super Jackpot, first round. It's been all Bill so far. He's up 11-4,
Okay, out of what?
13.
A third. There, I see that there on the board
Yeah.
now. Okay.
This probably seems like a good double, huh?
Okay.
Just a
Well,
pass?
you tell me. Let me see. That was a real quick pass. That was
Yeah.
Michi who doubled and Phipps passed, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, understood. Yeah, I'm obviously familiar with the game, but the way some of these guys play, it's light speed, and it escapes me before I even
Looks like they're gonna take a break.
get a chance to assess. Okay, so we can catch up a little bit, which would be great.
Okay.
How long have you been playing, Matt?
Not quite 20 years, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
And maybe a silly question, but you're enrolled in the tournament this weekend, correct?
I'm playing the Super Jackpot.
Okay.
I'm not in the Open.
The Open. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not
Cool.
gonna play the Open. So, I will play this event whenever they get finished with the first round.
Okay. So you may have the
I could have the winner. I could have somebody else.
unfortunate fortune of having me on the mic for your matches, but.
Oh, nice.
And is this your canine friend as
Yeah.
well? Oh,
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Is there any relationship to the bond and friendship and sort of emotional security that a dog can provide and the darker moments of backgammon? the cube quandaries, you're staring down a gammon with the match on the line.
Gambling support dog.
Well, I don't want to go that far. You can enjoy backgammon without money on the line. But
Right.
I ask because I have my first dog ever now for about 2 years.
Uh-huh.
and he's always jumping up on my lap in the middle of games when I'm at home and that sort of thing. And you know, like most things dogs do, it's pleasant, so I enjoy it. But you have your friend here. Is this a matter of convenience or inconvenience, or is this sort of an emotional support presence a little bit?
No, she's you know, she's my dog, and she's just coming along with me for the ride, and
I love
it. Been wherever I go, she's gonna come along, I guess. So.
And does she do well with people in general, or? In
general, yes, but this is her first tournament, and
well, there's some ne'er-do-wells out there.
A little bit yappy their first tournament.
Oh, yappy. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good. Yeah, there's certainly some scoundrels out there. She should be on the lookout for.
She does pretty well in public in general.
So when did you begin to learn the game? As a young man, or in your adulthood, or?
Yeah, I was in college. I was like a senior in college or so. So I was like 22-ish.
Okay.
Yeah, I had played chess before that, and I got decent at chess, but wasn't anywhere near as good as I was at backgammon. And after I graduated from college, I kind of got a job working in tech, and I started getting better and better at backgammon, and eventually I was just like, well, why don't I just kind of play backgammon, you know, instead of
now. How did I have so many questions for you, all of them good.
Okay.
How did that happen? I got better and better at backgammon. Did you play in a club with other people, or did you have roommates who also played, or how did you get in your reps in your early development?
I played in a club with other people. I mean, I played chouettes and at the local tournaments, and I also just read books and posted on online forums and played with it was GNU at the time. Today it would be Extreme Gammon.
Right, GNU. Okay, right. That's how it's pronounced. GNU.
Yeah.
They slipped a syllable in there on us. Okay.
I don't know if it's technically. I think it's the most widely accepted pronunciation.
Sure, fair enough. And was that around here? Are you from LA, or was this LA local, or
no,
where were these clubs?
I'm originally from Chicago, but
my man. Yeah. Okay, we got some Chicagoans on the mic then.
Yeah.
What city of, or suburbs, or?
Evanston.
Illinois. All right, North Side. So where'd you go? What did you go to Northwestern?
No, I went to Madison, Wisconsin.
That would be okay. UW.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah.
There we go. I knew we'd hit it off for some reason.
How about you? Where are you from?
I'm from Berwyn, Illinois, which is
nice.
western suburbs. Yeah. Oh, and we got action here, so I do beg your pardon. So,
so far we got an early start. He came in and hit, and fighting for the 5 points, and we'll see what happens. Double 4 is a good roll. Makes the 20 point and the 5 point. So he's got both 5 points, and the cube is going to be coming on any normal roll here. I think.
So that's interesting insight that I'm going to take home with me. If you make both of the golden points, basically you're in a cubing situation, right?
If you make both golden points and you're trailing 5-11 in a 13-point match.
Yeah. I was going to mention that next. And just to fill everyone in, what I would like to do, is make the game a little bit. And I think, is this Michi considering the double right here, or
he should double?
I don't know who's on roll.
Michi is on roll. He's considering, but he should just double because because of the score.
Yeah, the golden point for those who are unaccustomed is the 5 point in your own home board, and then the 20 point opposite you, which would be your opponent's 5 point.
Right.
And we see here Michihito Kageyama has both made with that double 4 that Matt pointed out.
Yeah.
So it's a very strong position. You've got an advanced anchor in the opponent's home board, and also you're working on your own prime on the other side of the board for defense.
Yeah, at an even score, maybe it wouldn't be a double because the race is close. If you don't hit a shot, it's a 2-point board against a 2-point board. But I think at this score you should double because there's just.
So he foregoes the double, and he's got a 6-3 to work with.
To hit and go to the 4 point because he doesn't have any other 6. But you want to activate the cube when you're.
There's the 4.
Now when Bill comes back with a hit and anchors, now there's nothing.
Now the tides
even trailing 5-11.
Now that move to slot the 4 is still acceptable because you want to fill in the home board if at all possible.
Well, it just didn't have another 6 that made any sense, really.
Any sense, yeah. And it's early enough in the game, you're not concerned about coming back in, as we saw. Michi rolled a 5-2, and he's quickly back in on the, what is that, the 18 point?
Yes, 18 point. This is going to hit and play to the midpoint.
Oh, there! Wow, you're like the Steve Stone of backgammon commentary. You
This
know
hits back.
the Tony Romo. There's 2 of the 2s.
Probably
and then-
plays 9 to 7, right? You wanna fill in the gap and create a better landing space.
Fill in the gap. I get. Create a better landing space. For the pieces coming off the 13 point. Is that what you're referring to?
Right, like if you manage to get home and escape your checkers, you want to not have the gap when you're bearing in.
Yeah. Now he did not do that. Instead, he moved 1 down off 13 to.
Yeah,
that,
it's
his 9 point.
not the worst play in the world, but I think the going 9-7 was better.
And what he'd really like, as Kageyama stares at a 4-1, would be a 6-2, or really any 8 would break that last piece free for Phipps, correct?
6-2, yeah, an 8 would be great because if he hits with the 4, then you hit back, and if he doesn't hit, then you're
He's
into
got the
midpoint.
4. Yeah, there we go.
But I think he should hit.
Yeah, here I am predicting rolls when I should be focusing on the roll at hand. Well, there's one on the bar.
Right, he has to come in on the ace. That's forced.
Right.
And then he has a 4 to play. And if you go to the 20 point, you're losing the race. And if Bill just escapes, you're kind of, the game is really out of your hands at that point.
Yeah. See,
So
that's
I
what
think-
I see. I
think
should have
you
said
should
it out
break
loud.
the 8 to hit.
I was going to do that. I would have done that.
Yeah.
Now he might take it back. There
I
you go.
mean, breaking
Okay.
the 8 is always like not great to break up your structure, but
But like you said, I
I
mean,
think he's
ideally you pin Phipps back there. You then make the 4 in a roll or 2, and maybe he's trapped, and the tides turn a little bit, right?
I think the problem is just you don't want to play for second place where he's just running away and
Certainly at this
Like-
point in the match too. If it was 5-5 with plenty of space left in the match, maybe you
Mostly-
get a little gutsier.
Mostly you just want to make the best play to win the game. you
Yeah,
know?
and
Like,
now Phipps,
whether it's
I imagine,
5-5 or
oh,
5-11, you mostly want to just win that game. 4 hits back and 3 comes out, and it's not the greatest position for Michi, but he does have
Oh, no.
still contact, right? He has the 20 point. He can make another anchor later. This will hit twice, hit on the 17 and then hit on the ace point. I mean, if you hit and then go 9-4, then you're just giving him too many rolls to. Yeah, it was a good play. 2-1 hits back. Okay, so Michi has another chance to.
still on the
trap
bar
a
though.
checker
Boy,
back,
he's,
or-
he's really up against it.
He's on the bar, but Bill only has a 2-point board, so
Yeah.
it's hard for Bill to really like take a commanding position when he only has a 2-point board. Like Michi's gonna come in and make an anchor again. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So he comes in and makes the 3-point.
3-1. That might be it, right?
Yeah, he could actually make the 2-point, but I think making the 3's got to be better since Bill owns the 9-point.
There you go. Yeah.
Four is that, and then probably 4-1 with the 3. I mean, there's not really a whole lot of options. So
Yeah.
might as well hit off the
Unless
ace.
you give him something else it'd be foolhardy to come on down to the 10-point with that roll.
It's not the worst thing in the world, but hitting is, at least you're hitting a block,
3-2. He's in with the 2. There you go. At some point, you got to start building in off that.
Not sure about this one. I mean, he could come in on the 3 and go 6-4.
No?
You like being on the 2-point, but you also like playing to the 4-point instead of the 3-point, right? Because you don't want to. You want to play as pure as possible. But you definitely would rather come in on the 2-point than coming on the 3-point.
Yeah.
So this makes a lot of sense.
5-4, so he makes a break for it.
Yeah. Is that double 5s? That's
Yeah.
double 5s. That's way better being on the 2-point.
Does that?
You go 23-3 basically. 1-2. Why this? We're making the 3-point? Yeah, I think making the 3-point.
Double 4s again. Doubles abound.
It's a good roll. I think. 14-10 is 1. You could clear the 13 point if you want. Stack up your 9 point.
Now, would you not move that 10, that
You
blot
could
on the
move
10
blot
to
on
the
10.
6?
Yeah, you could go 10 to 2. That's your other play. I think that's the right play.
He's
actually
used
just
to-
going 10 to 2.
Yeah, slot the 2 point as well.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you want to clear the midpoint, but the expense of a 5-shot is considerable, right? So you don't really want to get hit. 6-2 makes the ace point, I believe. I mean, making the bar. If you make the bar, you leave 15 shots. If you get hit.
Wow, you're fast. 15, 4, 6. Okay, 2, 6, and 1s, right?
2, 6, 5, 3. 4, 6 doesn't hit, right? He can't move a 4,
5,
6.
3 as well.
Yeah, he can't move a 4, 6.
If he makes the bar, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there's the gap in knowledge here. But I'm not surprised a professional of 20 years is reading the board faster than me and calling the game faster than me. But it's enlightening for sure. I appreciate your input here, Matt. Now we're sitting next to a literal back game scholar, Alex Eshaghian, who has again literally written the book on the discipline. That is essentially what Kageyama is playing now to a degree. I mean, his anchors are split, which is not ideal, but he's got to hope for a shot and continue to build in his own home board if possible, correct?
Yeah, I mean, it's
there we go. Pardon me.
It's an interesting thing as to what you want to call a back game, right? This is this is 2 anchors that are high, and he wants to hit a shot, and it's a pretty decent defense, but you know, he's not really going to hit a late shot in a bear off, right? He's going to try to hit while he's bearing in, and he mostly has a 3-point game with like some added stuff with the 5-point also. 6-5 is going to play 13 to 2 and make the board and only leave the single plus the indirects.
So yeah, there's a hit there, but there is a.
So he wants to hit an early shot, right, before the bear off starts. And he missed that one.
Yeah.
But okay, he's got another crack at it. He's got 8s and 10s.
So what's Phipps waiting for with that lingering piece on the 13? He wants what he has right here, a 7 or a 9 or even a 4, something like that.
He just wants to safety his checkers in any way that he can. So 13 to 6 is like a great
way
to do it.
Yeah,
you know, it comes to the 6-point even, which is like one of the best points.
But again, to oversimplify things, he was leaving a shot there, an indirect shot. It would take a combo of both dice from a few different positions, but it's worth the risk to.
Well, he was making the safest possible play.
Exactly.
He didn't have a play that would not leave an indirect shot. So
exactly.
He could have left a direct shot, but that's less safe than an indirect shot.
Yeah.
So he has to leave a double shot here.
Yeah.
Michi has cracked his 5 points, so he doesn't have a double because even if he hits, he may not lose the market. And this is the worst of all worlds, where he actually has to crack his board. Somehow he's primed. Yeah. This is the worst roll in the deck. Bill should pretty much never double at this score, right? He just wants to see if he wins a gammon.
Yeah, and with that, the match.
Yeah.
In with the 5 and off, and now he's really just got. Well, no, there's 2 anchors back there. 3-2.
He's basically bearing off against the 3-point with a gap on his 5-point. Like the deeper anchor is really what he's bearing off against.
And after this roll, oh, he's not. Oh, I do beg your pardon. That was Kageyama's dice.
Needs to clear the 6-point.
See, this is why they really should be playing with 2 sets of dice. If I can really get on a soapbox here.
Look at the clock. The light.
Yeah, the light on the clock.
Okay.
You can also tell it's not really the 2 sets of dice; it's the baffle box. That's the 2 sets of dice. You see it the same as 1 set of dice.
Well, I think I'll still keep complaining about it.
Okay.
Thank you for that. So yeah, this is interesting. This is
6-3. He's leaving a double shot.
Okay, so 1s and 3s.
1s and 3s.
What do we got? Oh!
No.
That is not what you want to see, and he's got to run at least one of them, right?
Should probably go to 6 point just to start his 6 point.
So he clears almost everything.
Oh,
There's
maybe he
one
does this
left.
to get off a gammon. Because the gammon is still costly.
So he's doing this to just
Right. He's going to try winning
try and
gammon.
get everybody home. So 5 or 6. Hey, that might do it.
That'll save gammon. It's going to be 12-5.
Yeah.
I mean, unless something
even I was trying to do the math. Could he hit doubles 3 times in a row?
No. Bill will just double. He can't. Michi can't win, right? Because Bill can always double.
Oh, I was talking about Bill. Could Bill clear his board? In
yeah.
time?
It's possible he could win a
Theoretically,
gammon. Yeah.
Okay. So now
it
we're
is
at-
theoretically possible.
Well, and almost anything is, right, Matt? All right, so now we're at match point, and this will be the Crawford game, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Crawford. Michi needs 8 points. 8 away. It's like, I don't know, 94% or something.
What is that? 94% chances
Bill?
of winning for
Yeah.
Phipps?
Yeah, something like that. Five 3 for Bill should make the 3 point. This is a pretty clear play. Okay. 6-4 makes the 18, I think? I don't know. I think you make the 18 even at score. 3-2? I think that's a 3-2.
I think it's a 3-2, yeah.
You should probably split with the 2 and play the 3 down.
I was not paying attention. Was that a 4-3 opener there?
No, no, it was a 6-3, 5-3.
Oh, there's already, wow, okay.
6-3, 5-3, 6-4.
I really wasn't paying attention.
And now he has 3-2. And I think you should split with the 2 because you don't want to come under the gun up to the 21 point. And you do want to split because, you know, Michi has an anchor and you don't want to just get primed.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I would play the 2 from the back and then come down from the mid with the 3. That way you get some contact with the blot on the 9, and, you know, if he points on you on the 3 point, it's not the end of the world, because at least he hasn't made his 4 point in the process, right? Here is, yeah, you can make the 4 point, you can make the 9 and play 10-8. But making the 4 was
Probably
like
smart, right? Keep everybody safe.
I don't know, making the 4 was like a real play.
Yeah.
I wasn't really sure about that one.
And now Phipps has a bit of a board building there. But Michi will hit.
Yeah, Phipps he wants an anchor. He has to come in on the deuce point, I think? I don't know.
So
2-3 is going to double hit.
Hits them both.
Yeah.
Now, correct me
It's
if I'm
a lot
wrong.
more-
That is a concept coined by Michi, the double tiger, correct? Hitting both in the home board loose.
I don't know. Is it? I'm not. I don't really know. Is it hitting both with leaving 2 blots in your board, or is it just? I think it's normally when you leave 2 blots in your board, but I
2
don't.
blots,
I don't know
okay.
the. I don't know the specifics
Well, neither do I.
of the,
I'm just trying to
of
fill
the
up
etymology.
The air, but... All right, so 1 on the bar.
Double 1 for Michi. You can come in and make the. You're gonna switch something, so you can either make the 5 or you can make the 2. If you make the 2, he can roll a 5 to anchor, but he can also just roll a deuce to anchor, which is also good here. If you make the 2 point, I think if you make the 5, you want to keep your 8 point. You don't want to break your 8 point. Yeah, I don't really like this idea because, you know, not only are you leaving more shots, but the 8 point could also be useful in the future anyway.
Yeah, well, neither did he, and
That looks like it's flat.
he
yeah.
would have gotten away with it, but
Yeah, we would have gotten away with it, but the 8 point is still useful because it's 6 away from the deuce point, right? And now instead of having 2 blots in contact with his SPAC point, you have a point.
Yeah, yeah.
You
No
know?
doubt. Yeah, yeah. No, I wasn't disputing. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, just because you get away with it on the first roll doesn't necessarily mean like it's better for the future either.
Sure. And now we look at he makes the 9 as well.
Yeah.
And Phipps is pinned and on the bar there.
So he's gonna hit another blot and play to the 11. And now he could really get something going if he
Yeah,
can
now he can
just,
afford to really play fast and loose because now there's one in from Phipps, but
no, he's gonna make his 6 point here. So he's rebuilding the 6.
Yeah.
And Phipps really wants a 4. I mean, a hit would also work. But,
yeah, I mean, 4 or 5, as long as we're asking for dice, why not?
Hit
2-1 gets a hit. There you go.
know?
Well, this is high drama, I gotta say. I mean, the match on the line here, Crawford game.
5, I think you hit on the midpoint rather than on the 4 point.
And a real, a precipitous lead here for Phipps in the match, a 13-point match, and he's got 12 on the board, of course, hence the Crawford.
This will hit on the 4 point.
Invocation.
And
Yeah, that's
probably play. I don't know what the last one. You play one of the back checkers.
3 of the 4.
I think you played it out to the bar point. I
You wouldn't want to make the 4, or pardon
I
me,
don't
make the
think so.
21? No.
Yeah, I like this play because he's got 5 men back, 2 of which are on the bar. You don't want to prime yourself, right? You want to start jumping.
Just
prime.
get out of there, mobilize your guys. Huh?
Right.
Double 5s, that'll help. Although the back piece on the ace is pinned.
Yeah, he's
1,
still
2.
happy to cover.
Oof.
Still very happy to cover.
3, yeah. Okay. Well, now.
I mean, he could get stuck there, but it'll take like 4 rolls where he can't get out. So
I think I know what I would do here. Well, I wouldn't
8
have done
to
that.
5
Okay.
and 8 to 7. I think.
Really, you don't want to move the.
That's fine.
Okay.
Back checker? No.
Yeah. Why not nudge it up 1 space?
Well, because you have fewer rolls to escape if you come up. Because you're instead of being blocked by 3 points in direct contact, you're blocked by 4 points in direct contact.
Okay.
So you're actually just priming yourself.
There I go. That's why I came here. Free advice. Thank you, Matt.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, this is advanced, but hey, this is the LA Open. Nobody comes here to learn. 3-1 opener. Okay. Fantastic. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. You don't want to step up into more points where you're blocked.
Yeah, but again, as is true in most of backgammon, there's so much more that goes into that decision. Not least of which was Phipps on the bar with 2, so you can afford to wait for your better dice. Correct.
Sure, there are times when you might want to like stop him from using those checkers to make a point or something like that.
Mm-hmm. So sorry to get away from the gameplay for a moment here, but
it looks like a shot.
He had to leave one. Exactly what Phipps needs.
A 3.
There's 1.
Oh my goodness! So he has to come off the back. Yeah, he can't play with 4 checkers back on that point.
I was gonna say, do you move another one?
Yeah,
just for the sake of
too
bringing
many checkers on that point.
Getting out of there, avoiding the gammon or the backgammon, and bringing in builders. Double 2.
Also just diversifying. Oh, that's a terrible roll. He has to play 2 to the ace point. I mean, the next deuce could like break his 3 point.
Wow! Double 4s. Okay.
He's gonna come to the 12 point, maybe.
This is what sets the greats apart from the grunts. I mean, the fact that he gets a roll like that and is just so focused and just needs to take care of business. I probably would have left my chair.
Double deuces. Okay, that breaks
the
the 3 point. I mean, he's broken down to a 2 point.
Yeah,
board.
you were just saying a
the
2 would be bad.
Next ace would leave another blot.
A 2 would be bad. 4, potentially catastrophic. Okay, 6-2.
You could make the. You could hit. You could hit, and then if you do something in the outfield that's not hitting, he has 6s and 5s to escape. Double 6 and double 5 are like winners. And then like a random 6 or a random 5, you're gonna probably have about half the deck to hit back. Well, I think you just hit on the deuce point.
He only needs to win though. I mean,
Yeah,
Alright,
2-1 isn't great, but
he
I mean, he had 3-1 and 4-1 and whatever the other way, so it's actually fewer numbers that expose a block.
6-4 blocked out, and now double threes.
Double 3, so you can.
I think he has to leave
I
that.
think you should take one checker off the back anchor because you don't want 3 checkers there. You can't cover the deuce point.
You really want to leave everything in the outfield, or certainly the one
yeah,
on the 12 point.
You want to flood the outfield. You want to flood the outfield. So this is fine. That seems okay, and then just keep going with that checker. I think. I mean,
to the 14. Oh, okay, so he's really making.
I don't
break.
think this is the play. This just kind of activates his double 2s and stuff for not really much gain. I don't see how this is a better position than going 20 to 17. Plus, you give him a double 2 joker.
So you could do something like shifting 6 to 2 to bring all the builders closer.
You could, but that would be stupid. You would get the most covers by going 6
once
to 2.
again, theoretically, you could do that. Sure.
It is.
Oh, 5 with it. Oh, that's for
And even that's safe because of that 4 prime.
There's the
double
double
2s. Okay, that's what you were talking about, man.
Yeah.
Obviously,
he's got
comes
2
in.
on the roof, but he needs like
he
a
moves
4.
3 there.
Otherwise, he's gonna be in. I mean, oh, he rolls a 4. Okay.
Leaves a shot.
Okay.
I guess he didn't have a choice. Yeah, that was forced. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
If he didn't roll a 4, it was gonna be like clean up on aisle 5, you know? Like,
Yeah.
So.
So now.
target practice.
Yeah.
Well, now you have to.
For who?
Oh,
Honest question.
Well, he's coming out. Look at that.
Yeah, he's got all those blocks.
Yeah, I mean, he's. I guess he's coming out there. I think you should come out to the bar, right? Because I mean, you're gonna get smashed no matter what you do, but you want to make the deuce point. You don't want to make the ace point. You know, making the deuce point has got to be way better than making the ace point.
Yeah, maybe he can hear you. He's thinking it over. No,
I don't think this is the play. Yeah.
6-5 hit and.
Yeah, come out to the midpoint. Oh, he's going for the blitz. Okay.
I can't quite
That's
see
fine.
that one. Guess it didn't work. 5-3 probably is what that was.
5-6 will hit on the ace. That's why he did it, right? What is he doing? I don't know.
I mean, he's got to get those guys around, and again, just win the game. And I'm surely oversimplifying it for our more advanced viewers, but it's good for me to say this out loud.
Yeah.
And even if I'm wrong, you know, if it's a Crawford game, canted.
He wants to get the guys around, but he also wants to stop Michi from making an anchor. He wants to get a closeout before he, you know, makes an anchor, right?
Yeah.
Because that's a good roll.
6-1. There you go. Boy. It could turn.
Now he's very close to a closeout, and yeah, I mean he's well over 90% to win this game, and you know it's gonna be like pretty much gin if he just makes the closeout.
3 more. Wow. Well, I was hoping to meet Michi, but you don't think he'll storm out of here after this? I'm joking. It's actually, I walked in and saw this game taking place in person and was sort of starstruck, if you will.
So 6-6 and 5 are winners. All right. Yeah, they're winners. 6-1, not good. Has to come out and duplicate a 4. 6-5 hits
Oof.
that way.
Wow,
okay.
here we go.
A deuce would really make it
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah. Come on, give it to us. Give it to us.
6-4 can't cover.
Wow, how about that? Okay, but
I think Bill was still winning on a deuce now, but 5-1 will cover and lift.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bill is pretty much winning unless something. He lift a shot.
Okay.
It looks like the right move, I think. Fan. He has to dodge another shot.
Oh, another shot.
Wow.
But
I mean, that's
even if he
that's
hits this
the
one,
best
it's gonna
circumstance to leave one.
It's gonna be
though,
so
right?
hard to win though. Okay, that's
Doesn't
Jim.
get it. Has to come in, and that's that. Okay.
Congratulations.
Congrats
so
to
we'll
Bill.
be doing an interview with Bill Shea momentarily. So we'll have Bill come up in a moment.
All right, nice.
Okay.
Good to see you, bud. How are you?
Well, thanks, Matt. Hope I
Yeah.
wasn't stepping on your toes too much there.
Oh no.
Where do you live nowadays? Are you still in Chicago or?
I'm in Las Vegas.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
City of or?
Good luck for the
Okay.
next round.
Yeah, good luck to you too.
By the strip.
All right.
Thank you, Michi, for playing.
Yeah.
I'm in the Valley here in Los Angeles,
Nice.
This comes with the board.
Encino, California.
Oh, really?
It just says that
Yeah, they can see both.
the board maker is going to do an interview right now.
It's out here?
All right, Bill, can you please join me? So I'm going to do a quick interview with Bill.
Sure.
You guys can take a break if you like.
So where can I find the links so I can start thinking?
I sent you that email.
Yeah, I'm
If
just
you go to the
confused. 'cause it was
description
6
for like all
day
of them.
1.
If you go to the description in any of the YouTube videos, it has links to all of them.
I can send you
Okay.
this one.
It should
How
have
long
been-
is this one?
This is still going.
For like half a day or how long?
Yeah, for a few more hours.
Okay.
All right, Bill. Is it okay if Bill squeezes in?
Yeah.
Please, thank you.
Squeeze. Thank you.
Go ahead. We'll probably have another match around 2.
Now, excuse me, 1 second.
Sure.
So that's when.
All right, so I am back. I hope you enjoyed
Okay. That's when I'll be.
that match and the commentary. We had some outstanding expert commentators, Matt Cohn-Geier with Jake Jacobs and Marty Storr, Kit Woolsey, and we had John Druska. We'll have a chat. You want to say hello until he comes in?
Me?
Yeah, so people can get to know you.
Yeah.
So for those
definitely
that
need to self-promote.
don't know John, we met through the Encino Backgammon Club, and now you
Yes.
have this whole Instagram that you've been doing. Tell us about that. It's called Pure Backgammon.
Pure backgammon, yeah. It's strategy, tips, lifestyle, history of the game, my personal musings and experience with backgammon, and then on the weekends we meme hard. It's frankly the best meme page on the internet for backgammon.
Yeah. I see those. It's a lot of fun. I see some of your videos where you're having fun, and you show off your boards.
Yes, I like many of us, I have a crippling collecting problem. It's affecting my personal relationships and my financial security, but got to keep buying, got to keep getting more boards.
Is your wife okay with it?
My wife's pretty fine with it. She grew up playing.
Oh,
so
yeah?
She's all time. She's got more hours on the board than I would imagine.
Really? I've got to have your wife talk with my wife.
Sure. Why? To convert your wife? Or?
Yeah.
Okay, sure,
She doesn't like. She says she told me that I like making backgammon videos more than I like spending time with her. But I corrected her. I said that's not true at all. I like playing backgammon more than I like spending time with you.
Yeah. Well, that's
It's a
good.
difference.
Yeah. That's great. Yeah. No, I'm down to orchestrate some sort of psyop on your wife. That sounds like a
Yeah.
good
So,
thing to do.
how many boards do you have now?
I don't really know. I think I've got about 30 to 35.
Oh, my
And
goodness.
about another dozen that I'm looking to sell.
Oh, you want to sell them? People will buy it here.
Yeah. There we go. Okay. $400, please.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I've got about 30 or so. And I recently, just a week ago, got a custom Schmidt Brothers backgammon
Oh, from
board.
Eric Schmidt.
Yes. And
He's
I
great.
have it here at the Open.
Was that the purple one?
Yes.
Wow.
I'll probably put it on display later.
Looks nice.
Yeah, I cannot advocate working with Eric enough if you
Yeah.
want something real special.
All right. So, do you have a legacy board?
I do not.
Maybe soon. We're going to talk with Bill.
Bill, I met
please
Bill a
join
couple
us.
years ago, but I'm going to
Okay.
vacate. I was just keeping the seat warm
Okay.
for you.
And doing a
John?
hell of a job.
I appreciate
Good to
that.
see you.
All right, see you soon.
All right. Now, one of the things I've been doing on the stream is, of course, we're streaming the matches, but between the matches, I'm trying to get some interviews so we can have some good quality content. And with me is my good friend Bill Shea of Legacy Boards. Hello.
It's great to be here, Alex.
Welcome. It's a
and you've
pleasure to have
taking
you.
great care of us so far.
You just got in today
Just got in, so I'm a
from
little
North
rough.
Carolina.
Yep.
Okay.
A little rough around the edges, but
Kind of like some of the boards. Yeah.
Some
of the
I've
boards.
got a new way to describe it.
Okay,
That's exactly
okay.
right. I brought you a little gift too,
Thank you.
since a little novelty, but I thought.
Oh my goodness! Look at this. Oh, thank you so much. Look at this. This
Never
is
lose
a
that
big
doubler.
wooden cube. All right, this is a good one. If you really want to double someone, boom.
they won't
So-
miss it.
For those who are not familiar with Bill Shea, Bill and Carrie Shea are from Legacy Boards. They make beautiful tabletop boards and table boards out of North Carolina. They're the sponsor of the tournament. Bill made the board that you saw on the stream. It's called Back to Cali. So we have a bunch of questions already
Great.
lined up for you. One question was, well, let's ask you, what made you decide to start making boards?
It was actually envy. I had been given a board in high school, and that's how my boys were christened into playing. But as they grew, my little backgammon board that was about the size of a paperback book, they outgrew it quickly. And my brother-in-law, who might be watching, had one of these just spectacular boards, and I decided, well, let's make one. And it was horrible. Second one came out great. My wife and I still play on it. And I thought at the moment, what a great thing to do for each of my boys was to make each of them their own board, which at the time, the only special thing about it was that Dad made it. And they were attaché boards.
Right, the folding ones. Yeah.
And then I was kind of egged on by a buddy to try making them out of live edge slab wood. And he had a different idea than I did, but that was the fourth one I made for my oldest boy was the first live edge slab board. So that's what started it.
And that's why you call it Legacy Boards.
Exactly. Thank you for closing the
Yeah.
circle on that. Yeah, that's jet lag.
Oh.
But, and it's just it's great fun. I taught my wife how to make them. She makes them with me, and it's made and sold a number of custom ones. So it's a great treat and a real fun business we have.
So you guys can go see, there's a link in the description to the website where you can see all the boards. You obviously saw the board that we're streaming on. We're actually auctioning it off. So there's also a link where you can bid on it. So you can go ahead and do that. And it looks nice on the stream, but it's even better in person. It's just fantastic. So Vin R asked the question, what is the hardest part of making a backgammon board for you?
It's I think the impatience. It takes a minute. We generally, depending on the size or the type board we're making, it can take 3 to 4 weeks, kind of on a light side, and you get real impatient. You want it to be done.
For the viewers, what is it that takes the time? There's a lot of waiting between steps, right?
We put typically we really want them protected well. The wood,
Right.
And then the playing surfaces are all leather, which is also pretty time consuming. But we put 3 coats of finish on the underside, and then typically 5 on the top, because we want them enjoyed. We want them played on. We want them to really stand up to time, and each one of those coats takes at least a day to set up. So you're looking at 8 days.
To let it air out
just
for a
right there.
day. Okay.
Yep, and they will recommend even more than that. So
Very good, very good.
and that's if we don't do anything to stabilize the wood, which is a whole nother step. But
So what would you say is your favorite part about making the boards?
as my wife describes it, it's we pick the wood based on a number of criteria. Typically the size of the checkers, like 175 here,
Right.
or 45 4.
44, 45,
44,
yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
And then that determines the size of the wood. But it's, as Carrie puts it, it's really fun letting the wood tell us what it wants to be. And it often does, whether it's, as I said, it takes stabilization, which is fixing cracks, natural cracks in the wood, whether there's resin that's needed to fix gaps, that kind of stuff. It's a really exciting process. And then what colors we use to integrate stuff, obviously custom boards.
Right. So speaking of the custom boards, we have this one. It's called Back to Cali, and we just saw a new one for Tommy Tallarico.
Yep.
Tell us about that one, please.
Well, it was great fun. In this case, Tommy has, anyone that knows him, he knows what he wants. So
yes.
I sent him to my leather supplier, one of my leather suppliers. They took great care of him. He picked three types of, it's one type of leather, 3 different colors. They got it to me, but we collaborated through the whole process. In fact, I'm bringing him a number of files, so you'll be seeing stuff that he posts. But the collaboration is a really fun aspect of it too. Is having people guide us through what they want it to be. I have obviously my own ideas, but great fun when I'm making it with someone else's ideas in mind.
And what kind of wood is Tommy's? I know the one on the stream, the Back to Cali, is a spalted maple.
Spalted maple, yep, which tends to be a lighter wood. The spalting is, I won't go into it, it's too long. Folks that know wood know what it's part of the natural aging of wood that causes the spalting, and that's a real cool character.
Beautiful, yeah.
Tommy's is, he decided out of the gates I wanted to be really, a dark wood and a real rich colored wood, and so we went with black walnut for Tommy's, which is just loaded with character.
Yeah.
Similar, those are my 2 favorite types of wood, is maple and walnut.
That's fantastic. So Edward Oni asks, are the points inlaid or are the points painted on the leather?
So it's a full leather surface, leather sides, leather chip trays, and on Tommy's board, the actual leather inlays into the doubler spots between the chip trays, and it is they're all inlaid, so it's all leather inlaid, and that gives you as smooth a playing surface as you can get, so there's no impact on sliding the checkers around the board.
They glide beautifully. And one of the things we discussed is if they're a little sticky, you put a little bit of silicone spray.
Yes.
Just a very fine amount, which I did with this one. It just makes the checkers glide.
Yeah, leather has some leathers. The less finished they are, the leather can come across with a little bit of a drag to it. And yes, if you use straight silicone, anything with any oil in it will obviously change the leather. But if it's straight silicone, it's just what the doctor ordered. So that's great. I'm glad to know that's working on Cali.
That's great. That's great. So the Back to Cali we specifically designed it for the stream to make everything very visible with the gray, with the black and white, maximum contrast. The checkers that we're using for the stream, we're using only for the stream. Those aren't the ones that come with the board. The reason I chose those for the stream is they show up a little bit better on the TV, on the camera. But the ones that come with it, I think are more beautiful. There's an option of red and blue or black and white. And I really think the red and blue, they have a swirl pattern. It's beautiful. If you go to the auction site, you'll see pictures of that.
Yep. Yeah, I think you have both of them up there, yes.
Yeah. Well, very good. So we're going to get ready for the next match around 2 o'clock. Any other comments for now?
We're thrilled to be here. It's a great tournament. Alex, your streaming is great. Your commentary's top notch, and we're delighted that you thought to reach out to us and to be playing a role here.
Yeah,
so
it's a pleasure.
Thank you for all of it, and
thank you
I'm
very
curious
much
to see
for
that
that
in your matches.
Yeah, we'll see. So is Tommy going to play on his new board at the tournament?
I think
hope so.
I think Candace is letting him keep it right there.
Okay.
And by the way, these are I'm going to offer those sort of as a gift for the backgammon
thank you very
players.
much.
That should wind up at your desk at work.
All
Not that
right.
you spend much time
Paper
there,
white. Thank you very much.
Thank you for
All
everything.
right.
It's great.
We'll be back shortly. Let me show it off to some
You've
people.
done a great job.
Thank
I've got
you.
one for Candace too.
Oh, that's very sweet.
Well, just you guys take great care of us. So it's,
I saw you earlier. I didn't have a chance to
say hello to
He made
you.
the board.
Here,
Yes.
downstairs, upstairs,
At the
at the
restaurant.
cafe.
Yes, yes, yes.
Ah,
That was fun watching your man.
so very nice to meet you.
Oh, it's a pleasure. I've been looking forward to meeting you. Yes, and when I saw that you were coming, I was very excited. You meet a lot of people.
Yep.
So that's me.
Okay,
And,
okay.
but,
And you will, Osaka, yes.
you do it. Okay, boy, that's a big trip.
Oh, yes, yes.
But were you in Vegas?
No. I was in Chicago and New York.
Got it. I'm actually from New York, but I live in North Carolina now.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Which city? Which city?
Asheville. And I just got in, so I'm a little bored. But yeah, so Asheville is.
Thank you for joining us at the 2025 Los Angeles Open. I hope you're enjoying the action. My name is Alex Eshaghian. I'm running the stream and the commentary. You can join me on my YouTube channel. Just look up Alex Backgammon, or there'll be a link at the bottom. We're playing on a beautiful Legacy Boards backgammon board exclusively on the stream, and during the breaks, we're going to be showing off some more of the Legacy boards, and I have the owner of Legacy Boards Backgammon, Bill Shea, joining me. Welcome, Bill.
Thanks, Alex. Thanks for having us, and we're thrilled to be sponsoring the LA Open this year. We're delighted to have been invited.
My pleasure. How are you doing today?
Doing great. We're full on spring, it looks like.
Yeah. So for the viewers, these are some of the most beautiful high-end luxury boards, and we're going to talk through them, but I wanted to show some pictures of some of your boards. A lot of them are on the website, but we'll start by showing the viewers some of those, and maybe you can go through and give us about like a one-sentence overview of each one.
Absolutely delighted to. Yeah, this is All Hands. It's a beautiful poplar piece with really striking playing field, blue and white, and then dark blue. It stands out. It's absolutely beautiful. Great little piece. Blush was my wife actually made blush. It's got a little bit of crocodile in there, and again, playing pieces and dice and doublers that beautifully accent the leather and the playing field.
Canyon.
Canyon is a sycamore. It's a pretty unusual piece of wood, but just amazing. The wood's the star of that show. Citron is another heartfelt piece. Just really beautiful colors. It'll stand out in any room. It's a great little piece to play. Clean Slate's another one. Very sort of regal colors, burgundy set against that gray. Really nice little piece to play.
This looks almost similar to the board on the stream.
Very similar. Not quite as dark a playing field as Clean Slate. Will be a little bit lighter, but very similar. And yeah, we'll have photos. Well, you'll be able to see it during the streaming. Yes.
And Crush.
Crush is a favorite. That's a table, and just it's obviously Orange Crush for those of us that remember the beverage. The colors just told us that's what we needed to name it. A really neat piece with great natural accents to the wood. One of my favorites. We actually made that for a New York interior designer, and just a really dramatic piece of wood set on a beautiful table base. Really fun piece. We still have that piece. It's still available on the website. Envy, it does just that. It just you're going to be the envy of the tournament playing in that one. Really neat little piece. Again, we throw some croc in there that just accents really nicely. And Frank is another favorite, where when we bought this piece of wood, we didn't quite know how we'd do it, but we literally had to stitch it together due to the natural checks, they're called, but the cracks in the wood. But what it results in is just a striking, also a table, coffee table, really striking accent to any room, and neat little piece to play.
Yeah, we were talking about that on social media. It looks like almost the shape of a football or something like that. And It's I guess it's not an ideal for one person to sit in one direction and the other to sit, but this is more of a piece of art for me.
Well, I'll take that and run it. You know, when you sit at a table like that, you actually sit above the table, so I'm losing the word, but the irregular shape of it really doesn't affect you that much when you're
Really?
playing it. No, it really doesn't. We've played it, and but what it does, to your point about, we hope somebody does see it as a piece of art, but maybe a good way to sort of introduce the stuff we do. But we really try to maintain. That's from the crotch of a tree, which you can see on the right side. That's a big growth coming off the tree, a trunk coming off the tree, and what it does to the wood is really tough to match. It just gives incredible accents and colors and just an explosion of colors. And then we were able to tie in the